is on the air.
Morris up scores! Knocked down in front for the putter in, and he put on a couple nifty moves there.
CFAR 590, FlinFlonOnline.com, and 1029 CFAR has the maroon and white on the air tonight.
Look out, we got a big melee happening here. This is trouble now. Ewan throwing haymakers.
And now bring you all the passion and excitement.
Lee's hat-trick goal! Lee's again! He's got the hot hat, and his actually hat's coming on the ice.
The one and only.
I think if you throw the hat out, it's fair game.
10 seconds.
The ice is no longer yours. That's just my opinion.
Voice of your Flin Flon Bombers.
Like it was Christmas.
Mr. Rob Hart.
And good evening, and welcome to the Whitney Forum here at the fabulous Whitney Forum. The second half, of course, of this home and home between the Flin Flon Bombers and the Nipawin Hawks, who, of course, picked up the impressive 5-2 victory yesterday. And as a result, we got a dead heat now for first place overall. Hawks 17-6-1, Flin Flon 17-8-1. So technically, Nipawin's got the nod for top spot because they do have less losses and have played less games. But Gage Roberts, another performance for the Aces last night. I'd say the best goalie in the SHL from what I've seen this year, and there's some good ones. You know, Halloran and Kindersley is good. Trent, I know, has had a very good year in Humboldt. Of course, Hector and Flin Flon. Save percentage-wise, up amongst the leaders as well. But for my money right now, the go-to guy is Gage Roberts, who will actually get a rest tonight. But I'll tell you what, he was the big difference in last night's game. Flin Flon out-shooting the Hawks 18-3 in the third period and couldn't get one puck past. That was different. Hawks scored 2 goals on 3 shots, one of them via an empty netter. But again, they're opportunistic. They play good away from the puck. They've brought in some sandpaper guys, which round out all that great offensive talent. But obviously, one of the top commanders in the league. A recipe. They've had that. And kudos to Tad Posen and his crew. Looking like they're going to be a fun team to watch here in the second half of the year. As for the Flin Flon Bombers, nobody's been better in their own rink than they have. A perfect 11-0 at the Whitney Forum this year. And we've seen them take it to teams. We saw it last week against Kindersley, Humboldt before that. And, Nipawin 3 wins in this building in the last 5 years. I can't tell you the last time they won a game, but I know they've only got 3 victories in the last 5 years. But more confident team and should be able to use some pluses from last night. Saying that, Big T, Travis Rideout back up at the booth here tonight. Tell you what, it's going to be a great game here tonight with first place on the line. And I think this Nipawin Hawk team, I think they finally turned the corner.
Yeah, it was funny. My daughter said to me today, she's like, it's really good to see Nipawin, they're one of those teams you finally, really want to see some success because they've been, not very good for X amount of years. And I'm like, you know what, yes and no, but because you never want to see success for anyone else. You want to see success for Flin White, and that's what it is. But she's not wrong. They definitely have a good club there. Tad Posen knows the ins and outs of this league, and he's definitely built a team to be able to contend this year, obviously, and it starts with the netminder out.
Well, you hit the nail on the head. He's built this team.
Yeah.
This has been a process. I mean, a couple of years ago, they did what Flin Flon, a lot of these other teams did. They went out, they grabbed whatever guys they could and plugged holes, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah.
He had guys, Bolt, Beast, Gapedell, and they had guys under a team, high-priced talent. He said, fine, we're going to break it down. We're going to start over again. Took their lumps the first half. This is a team that really, after Christmas last year, caught fire.
Absolutely.
They ended the Bombers. The Bombers were that close to setting modern-day SHL history.
Yeah.
Nipawin Hawks, the team that took that away, and have beaten Flin Flon for the last 5 meetings in their building. This has been a process that built the last couple of years, and I'll tell you what, he's got to be a big candidate for Coach of the Year.
Yeah, definitely, Builder of the Year for sure, because he inherited this team, and there was some downfalls with the roster, and there was issues with everything else, and then he's kind of, steered the ship through the storm and able to now make this team his own and call it his own, and I mean, it's going on the ice.
Well, the one thing he's been able to do, too, it's one thing to have guys that can score. I mean, Mason Karkachuk, a fabulous player. Ashton Tate, I mean, I can go on down the line. Anderson. I mean, they got such a great lineup up front. Jansen, who was really good in last night's game. Finley Radloff, the hometown captain. What he's done is he's gone out and he's got support for those guys. And I'll tell you what, that line last night of Cole and Smith, they're good along the wall. I mean, they always had skill. They always had guys that could make things happen.
Yeah.
He's been able to bring in the sandpaper guys. He's rounded out his roster. And I'll tell you what, this this a good team and a good test for Flin Flon here tonight.
Well, and in saying that, the last 2 weekends have been a good test for Flin Flon. Humboldt came in here, they dominated Humboldt. Kindersley came in here, they dominated Kindersley. You know what? Last night, you could look at it one of two ways. The shot indicated that Flin Flon maybe had the edge and everything, and let off a little bit in the second period. Didn't play great team defense, and that's what Nipawin was able to do. They were able to capitalize on the missed chance. That never happened in the 2 weekends. Against Humboldt, against Kindersley, it was pedal to the metal.
Yep.
From the first period to the end. And last night they let up a little bit, and they didn't play great team defense. I think you probably Mike would say that. And then Nipawin was good enough, and they had enough wherewithal to be able to capitalize on those chances.
Well, you make mistakes against them, they're going to score, and there's no doubt about it. You don't have 17, and as a matter of fact, it's interesting because their 17 wins as many as they had the entire last year.
Yeah. So
they've already matched their win output from last. That's how good of a team they are and how they've improved.
Yeah. No, and I mean the league top to bottom this year, for the most part, is that first, second, third, and fourth can be chalked all year long, really.
This reminds me of the NHL, and you're going to hear Mike comment about this momentarily. Look at the Humboldt Broncos.
Yeah.
They came into Flin Flon weekends ago. They were first overall.
Yeah.
They're out of the playoffs. They start tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
they're
crazy.
ninth spot.
That's crazy. Crazy to think.
And that's like how the NHL is. Lose 2 or 3 games in a row, and bang, you're on the bottom looking up again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big 2 points either way. Both teams tied for top spot. I'm looking forward to the matchup again here tonight. Yes, the Bombers have had the Hawk number in this building, but I'll tell you what, this is a different Nipawin Hawk team. They got sandpaper guys down. They got guys that will go along the wall. They'll battle, and I think it's going to be a playoff atmosphere and a very good test for Flin Flon in their own ring. See how it all unfolds here throughout the course of the next few hours. I'll take a quick break. SJHL coach coming up. Bomber bench boss Mike Reagan will sum up last night's game and his thoughts heading into a very, very important game here at the Whitney Forum on a Saturday. Great furniture, Flin Flon Bomber hockey. No place I'd rather be. I'm sure you feel the same way.
Absolutely, yeah.
Bombers Hawks, a rivalry that goes all the way back. The mid-'80s teams came back in the league, so we're looking forward to the latest installment. Mike Reagan, your SPHL coach, show momentarily on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Great North GM is one of the leading new and used vehicle dealers in northern Manitoba, equipped with a highly trained and professional sales department. They also have multiple certified trained technicians on site to make sure you get the best service for your car, truck, or SUV
10 seconds.
at an amazing price. Stop by Great North GM in Nipawin on LaRosse Avenue, because it's always a great day at Great North GM.
Welcome to our SJHL Coaches Show. Mike Reagan, the head coach of the Bombers, will join us tonight. Mike, we mentioned on the post-game show last night a great effort, but unfortunately not the end result you were looking for. And I guess that just goes to show you that you play these good teams and they get top teams and they count. That was a prospect game and summed up 2 ways. Gage Roberts, they capitalized on the good cast.
You know what, Hardy, I was thinking about today, very similar losses to the game in Mormon, and I know you mentioned it, but you take a look at that. In those combined games, we had over 100 shots, gave up less than 45, 50, somewhere in less than that. And you lose 2 hockey games because it's a great goaltender. That's going to happen throughout the year. It's going to be nice, again, as I mentioned last night, that you don't deserve to win and you find a way to win them. So I liked our game. Like that 70% of the game, I thought we were really good. There was probably 15% that I didn't like at all. So, clean that up, fine here. As long as we have that same effort, skating, we're good when we play with pace. We're in on the forecheck, caused a lot of turnovers. And we did that for the most part last night. Just got to be a little bit more here.
Shot 8-3 in the third period in their build. That's something.
Yeah, Hardy, we've done that to a lot of lately, and that's a real positive. That it's not so much about the offense. If you shut down not provide a lot of scoring. I believe they scored on their first shot of that period. It's can be frustrating when you create that, but it's a good sign of how we're playing and what we're capable of, and I think that continue that, a lot of teams go our way.
Well, you're back here at home, Mike, and I mean the team is 11-0 and is very, very impressive. Those 11 games. Look what happened last weekend. I mean, over 100 shots. Innersley a pretty good hockey club, and they were back on the field, really back on the field for. Look forward to getting back on home ice. That's very good.
Yeah, it has. But in saying that, Hardy, I mean that target grows every time you win another home game. Other teams have seen that, right? And Nipawin and Innersley weren't aware that we were, had the record that we did, and then obviously tonight, Nipawin coming in here, they would love of the entries here and be able to hand us our first loss here at home. So, yeah, we're aware of that. That the harder it gets, the more win at home, and that streak alive, it gets a little bit harder. So, something that we preach to the guys where we are in standings and the situation that we're in, that everybody looks at us the benchmark to gauge their, and so we're going to get their very best.
Gauge a lot of different ways to gauge good hockey. I think a lot after coming off a loss. How does it respond?
Yeah, we talk about that all the time. We talk about after goals, after bad period, and especially after games. How do you respond? And that's the biggest challenge. That says a lot about your character. So we believe that we've got a great group of guys there with high character, and we're expecting to watch.
This is obviously some big forwards doing it. Are you going to kind of mix the match line up a little bit here tonight?
No, we're going to stick with what we got here. We got the 12 guys that are healthy in the lineup, and that's just where we are right now. I mean, Lalemaire's injured. That Ewan facing his last game of suspension, and scoring 2 goals last night, Canada West, which is awesome. Great. That's 3 guys that are everyday guys out of our lineup. But that's just where we are right now. And like I said before, I trust every guy in that room when they're in the lineup to get a job done, and I'm sure that.
How about in goal tonight, Mike?
Yep, we're going with Becker here tonight. I mean, that was always the plan. We're going to split them, and it's his turn here. He coming off a win the other night last, and I think he's playing a lot better right now, or feeling better about the game, and expect a big night out of him too.
Especially teams are always big, like power play now up to number 2. I'm surprised that your penalty kills ranked 7th. He killed off all the power plays last night, including a 5-on-3. I think your penalties are much better than how it's ranked.
Well, just the big party, everybody's sandwiched right there. Like there's you could go if we kill our next 5 shorthanded opportunities, we probably jump the spot, and it's just really tight right now. So there's a lot of people in between that 80 and 85%. So we're happy with where our penalty kill is. Been good for us all year. Where it really took a hit, honestly, when we were on the road against York, went 4 for 4. So that really changed the numbers there for you. But yeah, our special teams good all year. I think our power play is evolving. Like we're a threat now. Almost every power play getting good looks. We've kind of figured out what works for what guys. Both are different. So we've got things that we're running right now that are giving great opportunities. We were 1-3 last. We capitalized. We had a short 4 on there. For us, yeah, can't especially.
You talk about how tight it is. I've always talked about yesterday parity. There might not be more of here. This is like NHL, where you lose a couple of games, you can drop. I mean, look at how Humboldt dropped. Now I think they're actually out of the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. 7 games, a pretty big losing streak. Saying that, they came here, they were first overall. Things change quickly if you lose a few games.
You're right, Hardy. It is very similar to the NHL. I were talking about my Oilers there last night. That they've had a horrible start here and yet they're tied for a wild card spot right now. And
they're trying to get Billy Ranford to come back and play a game.
That'd be great to have old Billy, double pad stack Billy there. But yeah, I mean it's fun, you keeps you on your toes, and something that we preach to the guys that you can't take your foot off the gas pedal. And yeah, we've been really good here over the last 12 games, 10-2 in our last 12, and yet, you know, like you said, lose a couple games, fall down 3 or 4 spots. So, big night for us.
It certainly is. Looking forward to the rematch against Nipawin. Thanks for this, Mike. Good luck tonight against the Hawks.
Thanks, Robert.
Mike Reagan, the head coach of the Bombers, here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Bailey Homes has 15 years of experience in the North, specializing in RTM homes and foundations, and are also proud supporters of our community. They are so thankful to Flin Flon and the surrounding areas for supporting them for all these years. They're always willing to chat with a potential customer to help Bailey Homes show what they can do for our community. Visit bailey-homes.ca to find out how they can help you build a home you are looking for.
SJHL coach still continues, joined by Tad Post here, Tad, and I thought a pretty solid victory for your team last night. Yeah, you might have got outshot. Goaltender was his capable self, and I just thought you really took advantage of it.
Yeah, we talked about yesterday. Game up. I thought we capitalized on our mistakes last back that we had off season. I thought the first period we kind of started a little bit slow, and then we got our going and got into the second. I thought we had a really good second period where obviously we hit carry some of our chances there, and the last 5 I thought we put off the gas. I thought it was going here, and kind of up and down, but ultimately still good in net last. That was our.
Robert's good pretty much every single game, but last night, was that as good as play?
Yeah, I would probably put that right at the top. But I thought.
And certainly had well deserved for the victory, but again, taking advantage of opportunities. I think the one thing about your team, that maybe we didn't touch on as much last night, brought in these sand. Captain Cole, I thought last night, really good. Got the offense, and a lot of skilled guys. You wanted to obviously give them protection and make it a little bit tough to play against, and again, enhance the goals against, giving up the least amount of goals in the league. Those guys, sandpaper guys, always help.
Yeah, you have to have guys. Oh yeah, we're gonna score 10 every night. About have to have guys that play on the block, and you have to have guys that all the time that guys have to follow. So adding those guys into our lineup right now, obviously just the way they play and go after puck, their hits and hard playing it.
The last time we talked about your underrated blue line, never good. How good Gainer last?
Yeah, he's pretty good. Not a big guy, but plays big. Yeah, he jumps, gosh, he's got good hockey. Fought well, and I'm out of a lot of situations where you don't think the guy would. So, yeah.
Big win last night, especially coming right back to the next a tough place here the last 2 years. But I'd have to think, confidence-wise, that you're a lot more confident group now. For certain, coming in for a year ago at the time.
Oh, for sure. Last year, I mean, I think we put up for the I hope come up here time. Secret of coming up with ones that is the top trip, but they're in grind of it. Kind of the same last, play the right way, capitalize on your.
Talk about your time now, boy. A win here tonight would go a long way. I mean, if you win tonight, that's full possession first place.
Yeah, the biggest thing for us is just like kind of said all along. Yeah, it's great that first place stuff matter, but all still got work when we still got to put every single night and can't get away. No comes right. Got it. But
has a lot of struggles here been meant at?
I think so. Obviously, we've only done one far this year, and I didn't play well at all after the first time. But it's something that we've definitely got to get on top of. They're going to be there in the end. They always have been. Runs a good program, so have to be ready to go and have to just find that little pass to get to it, grind to it, find a way and get at the top. Right now, obviously, about ourselves, but have to stay on it.
It's always been a good team at the stage, but you know what? You're pretty good on the road this 8-4. That ain't a bad road record. I don't care if it's Flin Flon, Laurent, whatever it is. It's tough to win on the road in this league.
It is. There's not a lot of easy bus trips in this league, especially for us. We don't spend a lot of nights in hotels. We're on the road back. You're back. You're at home. So the big thing for us is something that's tough. Want to win anywhere, so it's something that's on it. You got to make sure you're obviously good at kind of job with that, but you have to get on the road. So far,
I think, let's face it, one of the big issues tonight is getting off to a good start. Tough building to win it, but it's a tough building when you're trailing early. That's the one thing that's gone against your team as well. You get down early, it's been tough for you to come back.
for sure it has. Look at last pretty fast game, and then you're facing the. You got to find it, be able to come back. So you got to have a good start. You've got to manage the push that's push right back. Start down that we're supporting puck, have multiplication in the right way, and ready to go.
There he is, Jack goes and well said here. The Nipawin Hawk bench loss, and if you're listening on Flow TV, you probably didn't hear that, but we are on radio tonight. That works at FlinFlonOnline.com, and hopefully we'll get these situations straightened out here. It's beyond frustrating, but we're underway here. As the Bombers, Joey Lees will pick up the puck across the line. He'll try to fire that one and hit a stick with the corner. Radloff lost it back to Lees, comes back out front. Yakimchuk jumped on it. That one got partially blocked that time. Yakimchuk will try to get it free, throws in the corner here. And the Hawks grab it to Seabrook. The D-man loses it up off the shot. Break, get a chance. And 6-8 made. We should mention that Bolton Scott is getting the call here tonight. Gabe Roberts, who was just absolutely gigantic in last night's game, going to get the night off. They want him to be ready for Weyburn on Tuesday. They're going to go with Scott tonight. No slouch, 5-1 on the year. 2.71 goals against and a .932 save percentage. You heard Mike Gregg in his half of the SPHL Coaches Show. Devin Peck back between the pipe. 10-5 on the year. Cutout. Goals against a 2.47 in the save percentage. 898 two goaltenders. As we get underway here in the opening period, Hawks, like we said, took care of business on home ice 5-2. Flin Flon trying to return the favor here tonight. Landon Alexander, what a year he's having. Sends that pass to Bethard. Back to Pashon, who had that chance moments ago. Here's a good pass to Nukas. He'll fire it in. Puck will roll back of the Nipawin net. Double tag team on Nets, but as he goes down, he had a big empty netter in last night's game. Jansen will pick it up. So Flin Flon comes out, establishes the physical play here early. They throw a puck out front. Ward will knock it down. He'll hold it in. Ward, not only the Super U defense for the month, but picked up another Super U defense for the week on it. Back to Mounier into the glove, and Scott will reach up and grab that. Good start for the Bombers here early. Travis throwing the body and getting a chance to play, but in the Hawk zone here the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, definitely the meat and potatoes of the success for the Bombers this year. Get it in deep, use that physical play. That you know what we talked about Nipawin in the pregame there about how they got some sandpaper. Flin Flon can match that any time of the game they have to, and that's the success so far in this first.
Ashton Tate going to draw a penalty as he gets the stick in the face-off. So Nipawin going right to the power play here tonight. Puck will come back to center. I guess the question being, will it be 2 or 4? But he felt it right off the hop, and if he's cut, then that's a double minor against the Bombers, and he might be.
It's 2, looks like.
Ashton Tate takes the puck, the stick in the face right off the face-off. You're right, just a 2-minute advantage, but a good start for Nipawin here on the power play. Their power play ranked 7th overall at 18.5%. The Bomber penalty kill, like I said, ranked 7th at 82%. We'll get a good tester right off the hot. The big line goes to work. Radloff, Tate, Watson, Karkachuk, and Gator, who was phenomenal in last night's game. Bomber penalty killers are Landon Alexander, who's got the puck right now. Leo Seitz, Braden Bruce, and Pierce Yakimchuk. Seitz did have a goal yesterday. Gets the puck in deep. Here comes Gaynor, though. He'll carry it to center. Former Drumheller Dragon of the Alberta Junior Hockey League as he dumps that in. Hawks were offside. And they'll blow down quickly with 17:29 to go here in this scoreless opening period. Shots are already 2-0 Flin Flon, and like we said, not seeing Robert Trent. They're going back with the backup. Bolton Scott, who's been very good. The one regulation loss. Did see him in Flin Flon. He came in relief the last time they were here. I think he only gave up the 1 goal in that game, if I'm not mistaken. He played pretty well. Radloff and Mounier mixing it up on the faceoff just outside the Bomber blue line. Here's Gaynor. Off his stick. Karkachuk gets it. He'll send it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Racing after it that time for Nipawin is the forward winner. Winter's going to try to cut up along the board. Work free to the blue line. Gainer will knock it down. Through traffic. Look out. Didn't just by much. Karkachuk try to tap that one back in. Puck rolled the blue line. Here's Radloff. Top of the right circle for Karkachuk. He'll hang on, looking for a lane to shoot it. Drop it there for Gainer. Gainer's got it through traffic. Puck deflected. Tech's got a rebound. Winter got a whack at that. I think it hit somebody in front. Bombers try to get the puck. Picked up by Mounier. A couple of chances, and he'll get it off the boards back down the ice. Scott will come out and grab the puck. He's got Martin there. He gets rid of it. Anderson comes back in. He'll pick it up. 44 seconds remaining in the hot power play. Anderson up the left side will get the puck back at Flin Flon territory. Ulmer back to the goal to Yakimchuk. Around the board to hit the partition. Perfect Bomber bounce down the ice it goes. And Hoynes will race in there with Martin on top of him. Hoynes picked it up back of his own net. He'll bring it back up the ice. 25 seconds to the hot power play. Here comes Hoynes. Inside the Flin Flon zone. Back out front. Intercepted. Great play by Martin. Heinrich will grab it on the Hawk side of center. Here's Heinrich. Drop pass inside Flin Flon territory. Anderson rips that around back of the net. Picked up here by Hoynes. He can't get a shot away. Along the boards is Jansen. Jansen has to go off his stick. That'll do it for the power play. Nipawin 0 for 1 in the game. Jansen forced back. Sights on top of him. Good penalty killing here by Flin Flon. There's a big body check there as Alexander takes a run at Jansen. Then he knocks him down from behind. That might have been maybe another penalty that could have been called against the Bombers. Meanwhile, Sights tries to set up back of the goal. They had Alexander alone out front. They couldn't get it to him. He'll throw another body check just for the heck of it. Latimermuke a fan on it. Anderson, he'll get it out. Puck will roll the Bomber blue line. There's Mounier. Back to Delisle. In tight that time. Muka racing after it. Trying to battle Heinrich. Muka staying with it. Trying to poke it back out front. They're tied up back of the goal. There's Delisle. Along the board. Poked it back to that. Seabrook, the hot D-man on top of it. To the Bomber line. Mounier can't hold it in. Puck will roll back to Flin Flon territory. There's Ward. Back up the middle. Poke back inside the Nipawin zone. Seabrook sends it back down the ice. Icing they thought would be called, but no, it must have hit somebody. Hawks jump on it quickly. Three-hole back for Flin Flon at that big breakaway in last night's game, but Gage Roberts stoned him as he did most Bombers in last night's encounter. Hawks fired in. Peck will come out. He'll put it in the corner. Hawks try to come back out front. It goes to the far right corner in Flin Flon territory. There's Delisle. Just gets it over Cole's glove. I guess not enough because they're going to say he hit it ahead of the glove pass. I guess the only place you can do that is the defensive zone, right?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Wasn't in the offensive zone there, but I guess the only place they allow that. Or is that a blown call because they're going to center ice here?
Center, yeah.
Big face-off here. Well, winner to take a draw here against Joey Elise. It's underway the opening period. 14-27, no score. Flin Flon Nipawin, 5th meeting of the year. All even at 2 apiece. The Bombers won the only game here at the Whitney Forum. That was back on November the 1st, 5-1, and the Hawks take 2-3 back to Cage this year. The Bombers got the first one there on the 26th. The Hawks won the last 2, including a 5-2 victory, like we said, in last night's game. Flin Flon back in their own zone, try to get it out. Here's a chance now. In front that time, but they can't get any wood on it. That was an opportunity that time for Lothar, another one of the new Hawk players. They've added quite a few enforcements here this year. Dan Smith forced back in Nipawin territory to Lothar in the corner. Lothar, big body, takes the body check. Puck comes back inside the Hawks' own Arbery. Wallpaper's his guy. Puck will roll the blue line, but off the stick that time of Bethard. He'll get it back. He'll send it inside Nipawin territory. Grab back to the goal this time by Gainer. He'll let Karkachuk pick it up. Karkachuk a bounce past center. Bashan tried to jump on top of that. Bowman can't get to it. Gets another opportunity, but knocked off his stick again. Here's Karkachuk. Back to the Flin Flon zone. Peck out to play it. Couple Hawks on top of him. Doubles it to the corner. Ulmer, nice pass outside the zone. Here comes Yakimchuk up the left side. Yakimchuk down the wing. Yakimchuk back out front. Hit the leg. Down the ice. It goes the other way. And Peck again will come out of his net. Peck has it. Look out. Hoynes on top of him. Very good work check by Nipawin. Like I said, they are a lot better team away from the puck than what we've seen in recent years. Karkachuk a champ. That goes wide. At the blue line, that one fired wide that time. And the puck is then lifted outside the Nipawin zone. Racing back to get it is Shabbat, not in uniform last night, in there tonight, and an icing call against the Bombers. They didn't like the call, and apparently you didn't either.
No, I really didn't. I think if you let up, your lines just call it, but it's not my call, I guess.
12:52 to go, opening period, no score. That one already a bit of a mini victory for them. Last two times they've been in here, Flin Flon jumped on them so early, but they're hanging in there. Seabrook off the draw, rips that one just wide. And I think Peck was a little bit late reacting on that. It would have been interesting if it would have hit the net. Wallington will rip that in. He had a big goal in last night's game. Fox starting to come to life here. Chance in front. There's a great save by Peck as he takes that one away from Jackson Smith. And a great opportunity to live boards. It came right back up front. Peck was on that one big time.
Yeah,
like a pit bull on a poodle.
I think what that was a line that was out there for the icing. You know, very young, inexperienced line, and Nipawin capitalized on that. They had a hemmed-in line up there, line up there, and they had two good chances on that shift.
12.5 to go in the opening period. We're even at 3 shots apiece. A good start here for the Hawks. Remember, a good road team, 8-4 on the season away from the cage. And a newfound amount of confidence with their recent success against the Bombers. Alexander, off the glass. Wallington will hold it in. Picked up here by Mounier, moves it back to Muka. Muka, one-on-one here against Seabrook. Muka's been moved down the right side, gets it back out front. They try to jam it in, it goes wide. Good effort by Muka. To the blue line. Ward will just hold it in. Big fires up top the glove that time of the Hawk netminder spot. Muka in the corner, leaves it there. Leo sights on it. He's pinned up. He can't do much with it. Hawks will flip it off of Ward's glove. And he'll race back and pick up the puck. Hawks will make a wholesale case. There's a stretch pass to Ryder Muka. Inside Nipawin territory. He gets hammered. Penalty coming up against the Hawks. Ward will knock it down the blue line. Ward tried to keep it in deep. That one knocked away by Gaynor. And we're going to see the Bombers on the power play here for the first time. Did have a power play goal yesterday. Nipawin Hawk penalty kill ranked #1 in the league.
Yeah, they was it just a one power play goal last night?
Yeah, their first down.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at Flin Flon's power play, that's, you know, been pretty bang on all season, and to have them held to one power play there last night. I mean, they're not aggressive too much on the penalty kill. They let things kind of play out, but sticks and lanes and bodies, they block a lot of shots. So, and I mean, your goaltender is your best penalty killer.
And he was last night for sure. Bombers win the face-off. Here's Michon. Gets ready to quickly top the circle for Delisle. Sights back of that, couldn't handle the pass. They'll get it back to left point to Michon. Sends it back to Delisle. Delisle, top of the right circle, won't shoot it. The corner for Sights, got a goal in last night's game, 5-on-5. Here's Michon. Back to Muka, back to Michon again. Leaves cruising out front. There's a chance. That one's deflected over top of the net. Michon tries to keep it in. Delisle throws it back to the net. Muka tried to get on top of that one. Nesbitt had a piece of it, but Michon will hold it in. Nice pass out front. Sight hanging on to it. Tried to come back out front. Knocked away again. Boy, that Scott likes to use his stick. He's whacked a few away here tonight. There's Sights back out front. Backdoor leaves. That one goes wide. He was covered pretty good, though. Flin Flon continues to hold the puck in. Back of the Nipawin net. Picked up here by Muka. This is Ryder Muka. Back to the blue line. Delisle back to Sights. I don't think they've had a shot on net yet. Delisle, there's a good chance. Scott will kick out the right pad. Good save. Michon holds the line. Less than a minute to go. The power play. Muka ripped that on target. Scott got his stick on it again. Boy, he loves that goalie stick, and he's very good with it. Muka holds it along the wall. Radloff almost took it from him. These 8 power play goals of the year. Can't knock that one down. The Hawks will send it the length of the ice. 36 seconds remaining in the Flin Flon power play. By the way, Doug Gawiak is our Arctic Beverages power play contestant. If that puts some Gatorade water, if the Bombers can score on this power play opportunity. Bombers get it in deep. Now it comes back to blue line. Ward will hold it in. It can't. Knocked down in front. Once again, never made it through to Scott. Nipawin did a good job blocking a lot of shots. Can't get it out. Martin knocks it down. Walks in. Shoots it. Back down front. Ordinary. Blocked in front again. That time by Seabrook. Ward. Back to Martin. He has a great chance. There's Ward again. Shoots it. They made Scott, and he's got the rebound, too. And the penalty will come to an end, and somebody's got to hold Alexander here. That Seabrook to D-man, boy, the Hawks did an outstanding job blocking shots there.
Blocking shots, like I said, at the top of the power play, and just getting loose pucks out. And you don't necessarily have to get that puck down the length of the ice for the good kill. Just getting pucks to the sidewall, getting pucks behind the net. And, again, your goaltender was probably your best penalty killer there. Made some big saves, but also corralled some rebounds at the same time.
Lieutenant Miners being handed out here to Alexander and Seabrook, the Hawk D-man. So Flin Flon comes up empty. 9:39 to go in the opening period. And this Nipawin Hawk team, boy, a lot more grit and sandpaper than we've seen. And that was an excellent penalty kill by them. Yeah, media timeout. I guess we'll take a break. 9:39 to go opening period. Still scoreless here. Bombers Hawks, a good one at the Forum tonight on 102.9 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com.
The Grinch is back for a limited time at your local McDonald's in Flin Flon at the Walmart location. And this time, it's the Grinchiest meal. The Grinchiest meal includes a choice of Big Mac, 10-piece McNuggets, McVeggie, Spicy McVeggie, McChicken, or the Habanero Chicken, along with 2 hash-spiced potato bites, a medium fountain drink, and a pair of mismatched Grinch socks, all packaged in a bundle box design that looks rewrapped and taped together in true Grinch fashion. And if that wasn't enough, the Grinch also brings a new McNuggets dip cup. It's the sour cream and onion flavored sauce and the salted caramel McFlurry. Once again at your local McDonald's till the end of December, the Walmart location in Flin Flon.
Discover a critical piece of culture with the University College of the North's Bachelor of Indigenous Languages. This new 3-year in-person degree is based in the Paw and Thompson and starts this January. You'll learn the Cree language, history, and culture while building skills in communication, research, and leadership. Be part of a new generation leading reconciliation through education. Apply now at ucn.ca. UCN. Here you can.
10 seconds.
University College of the North, sa tinutigis kinaumagai nao, ay kanto paten nao, ucn.ca, ucn hagutagan tagi-Hispano.
And welcome back to Whitney Forum. 9:10 to go here in the opening period. Hawks have the puck, facing Karkachuk across the bottom line. Look out, it's missed by Musk, gets his own rebound, he scores! Karkachuk off the backboard, the Hawks are on the board. And that got caught deep in his net.
Got caught deep in his net and watching that puck come out. But again, we can look at, Karkachuk was able to take that shot and then skate and grab the rebound.
I think he knew what he was doing there.
Oh, I think too. Nipawin's boards are just as lively as Flin Flon boards, so you practice with that all the time, you know what's going on.
Basic Karkachuk, that'll probably be an unassisted goal. He lets the rip and hits the board, comes right back out front. That got caught deep in the net. And that's a 4-on-4 goal here for Nipawin. They got the lead. Here comes Morozov quickly back the other way, trying to answer that. Feathers it back to Pashak. Here's a chance, and that one goes wide. Morozov will hold it in along the board. He had one of the Flin Flon goals yesterday. Sabat, the Hawk D-man, gets that back here. Picked up by Heinrich. He'll make a good move. Heinrich to center. Across the Bomber line. That one hit a stick with the corner. Heinrich in there to try and grab it. He will pick it up back to the Bomber net. Brings that back to Leeds. You got a guy in behind the D. Oh, he couldn't get it there. Broke it up. Good play by the Hawks. They had Morozov wide open. He's gone if they get that pass there. Again, stick handling inside the Hawks zone. 3-point game yesterday. Here he is at center. There's the puck inside the Flin Flon zone. Has Anderson with him. Lee's tried to break that one up. Shot comes on target. Peck made the save from a difficult angle. Bashan pushes that one ahead to Lee's. Got a little bit of room to move, and he'll take off at center. Lee's by himself. Now feeds it back to Morozov. Morozov feeds it back to Yakimchuk. Yakimchuk got the lead. What a save by Scott. Oh, highway robbery there. Beautiful setup. And Scott looking like he could be a pretty good alternative here to Gabe Roberts in the early going. A fantastic save there. Remains a 1-0 Nipawin lead. Bruce forced back behind his own net. Brings the pass to Arbery. Back to 5 aside. Nipawin will get a hold of it. He'll dump it in. Scott back of his own net. Arbery got it. Back to the goal. Puck trying to come back up front. Here's Vadanuka. Back to Boom on the Yakimchuk. Hit down. Scott it out. Rebound picked up by Radloff. Can't clear it out. Flin Flon holds it in. Bounce puck in front of the Hawk net. Arbery. He'll get a hold of it. Back up front. Intercepted here by Radloff, the Hawk captain. He's got Lowther with him. They'll try that play again. That goes off the board. Look out, they get it back up foot, but Radloff got covered. Arbery, back up the middle. Duke trying to get a stick on it. Seabrook tipped it away from him. Palmer will pick it up. That's offside. Is it not? Yes, for Arbery trying to get a backhander. He gets robbed anyway. What a save here by the Hawk netminder. Was that offside there, Travis?
No, they brought the puck back in, so there's
okay. Well, I guess the Hawk bench would have been going crazy had it not been. There's the Cats on target, but boy, how about the play of the backup netminder Cohen Scott tonight? Another big save there on point blank range on Reed Arbery. He's looking pretty good.
No, a couple of point blank saves there tonight already for Scott. And it's just kind of a lather, rinse, repeat from last night there. Flin Flon out shooting him almost or over double.
Yeah, 11-5 right now.
And Scott has been equal to the task this whole first period, including on the power play.
Lyle will take the face off against Jack. Just inside the Hawk zone. Jeff went ahead 1-0. Flin Flon knocked it down. There's a chance now for Picard. That hit a stick over top of the Nipawin net. Flin Flon trying to go back to work here. Seabrook comes over. Pins up Alexander along the board. The puck will come out. Grabbed here by Delisle. Smith, weak shot. No problem there. And Scott will kick it to the corner. Martin's after it. Hawk can't get out. Vachon on target. And a save again. I'll tell you what, this Scott was really, really well. And if he can see the puck, he's going to stop. He's done a nice job in front of him tonight. But, boy, rebound control very, very steady as well.
Yeah, and there's been a couple times he hasn't been able to see it. So Flin Flon's got to get more traffic in front. That's obvious. But for the most part, Scott standing tall in the Nipawin net.
13-5 shots in favor of Flin Flon, but Nipawin's got the 1-0 lead. Ward at the blue line. Has the guy on him. Throws it out front. Scott again. Kicked out the left pad. And there's a perfect example of that rebound control there. If he kicks out a rebound, it's right on Bowman's stick.
Yeah, the thing about Flin Flon here tonight is they've been able to get shots through. Aside from the power play there, Nipawin hasn't blocked a lot of shots. So
well, you know that penalty kill.
That's what I mean. Aside from the power play.
Mounier will throw that one in. Lesperant. That's taken away by Witter, but going to hang on to it here now. He'll get rid of it. Heinrich up the middle. That hits Architect 8. He's got the goal here tonight, but that's going to be a nice call. Architect 8 is here, by the way. We'll see if any assists were added on that. I don't believe that there would be.
There wasn't.
But a nice goal for a veteran SPHLer is Uncle Ryan here, no doubt enjoying that one here tonight. Nice goal. Now we're going to face off back inside the Hawk zone here to left the netminder. Scott. Get a lot of chances to play with how good Gage Roberts is, but boy, he's giving the Hawks their money's worth here tonight as that puck slipped back down the Flin Flon zone. Back will come out. That one hit Bruce. He goes down hard. Corner. Connor watches on top. Here's a catch up front. Again. Can't pull the trigger. Watson comes back. Throws it back in front that time off. That's a Karkachuk stick. Ward. Back of that to Bruce. Right back to Ward. Ward will take a look. Spins away from Karkachuk. Karkachuk stays with him. Bruce. Moves it ahead to Arbery. Heinrich. Got a piece of it. Knocked away by Morozov. Off the right side to Lees into the glove. And no problem there for Scott again. He'll reach up, and he made that one look easy. 15-5 the shot. And you're right, no assists on the Karkachuk goal.
That was play result of a good transition there out of their own zone. A Nipawin Hawk blew his tire there, and they're able to come up with some people on the way out. And a nice shot by Joey Lees, but Scott was equal to the task again.
Alexander tries to work his way through the front of the net. Here comes Jansen back the other way for Nipawin, the center. Taken away that time by Vachon. Hawks will dump it back in right on Vachon's stick. He gets it back to center. Jansen tied up there with Duca. That one goes up and hits one of the railings over the ice. So we'll blow that one down. 4:47 remaining in the period. 15-5 the shot in favor of the hometown Bombers. But it's Nipawin the 1-0 lead. The veteran Mason Karkachuk got his 8th of the year. The lineup center ice. Sight will line up here for the draw here against Pointus. Pointus wins the draw cleanly back to Gaynor. Gaynor had Alexander on him in a hurry, though. They'll get the puck back to center. Bethard's got his guy tied up. Puck bounced off the boards. And a chance for Jansen walking in. That didn't miss by much. That got just enough of it. Jansen, now he just came out of nowhere to get that chance. Bethard, he'll flip that around the boards looking for sight. He can't pick it up. Jansen in the corner, who was, like we said, at 3 points in last night's game. Puck does come out. Nesbitt will grab it on the Hawk side of center, and he'll quickly fire it back in. Puck picked up here by the D-man Bethard. 4:11 to go in the opening period. Ryder Muka redirects it back in the Hawk zone. There's Wallington. He'll pick it up. Wallington skating with it. Martin tried to catch him. Ahead to Ryan. Broken up by Breho. But the Hawks get it back. That shot got blocked. Hole in there trying to get something going. Martin. Nice job to play it back to Delisle. Delisle very quiet in last night's game. Gets a hold of it. Gets tripped up as he'll put the puck back inside the Hawks zone. There's Seabrook. Breho taking a bit of a run at him. Puck on the left point. Held in here by Bruce. Shot hits Smith. Smith will now get a hold of it for Nipawin. He'll play it back up to center ice to Cole. And he'll dump it back in Flin Flon territory. There's Yakimchuk. We'll chat with him in the opening intermission tonight. Trying to get the puck free in the corner. Gets a couple whacks. One thing about Yakimchuk, he never gives up on a play. He'll steam it up the left side. Here he comes down the left lane. He'll dump it in, chase it down himself. Good work there by Yakimchuk. Gainer took it away. Back out front. There's a weak shot. Rebound picked up here by Lesperance. Left point for Ward. He'll let that one rip, and there's a good save again by Scott. And he's making it look easy here in this opening period.
Yeah, another shot that was able to get through, but there was no traffic in front. Scott was make that glove save there. Kind of what we've been saying so far.
3:05 to go, 17-6 shot, but a 1-0 Nipawin lead. We'll get a big face-off here between Will Witter and Lesperance inside the Hawks zone, the right of the netminder. Colton Scott. Flin Flon wins the draw, comes back to Mounier. He'll send that one in for Lesperance. He grabbed it back to the net. Lesperance working his way back out to the point. Mounier a chance. There's a deflection that time by Bowman, but off the side of the net, but good effort. Ulmer, he gets hit hard back there, comes right back out front. Hawks jump on it, and this is Radloff fixing to center. Radloff got that big goal early in the second period last night that kind of sparked his team, and him and Lesperance get tangled up in front of the Bomber net. Flin Flon will flip that over to Ward. Ward forced back to his own net. Radloff on top of him. Puck sent off the board. Lesperance can't get it away from Gainer. Gainer will get it, flip it back at Flin Flon territory. 2:17 remaining. In this opening period, Whitney Farm very quiet. Not much to hear about right now. And I think they realize a lot different Nipawin Hawk team than they've seen here in recent memory. Bombers will jump this one in deep. Hawks want an icing call. Seabrook around the board. It's away from Karchuk, comes outside the zone. Bruce will grab it at his blue line. That's partially blocked. Yakimchuk raced after it. Feeds it back to Muka. He'll tap it inside the Hawks zone. There's Wallington. Around the boards it goes. Karchuk redirects it back to center. Yakimchuk on top of it to Bruce, and he'll rip that up into the Bomber bench. 1:39 to go, opening period. 18-6 the shot, but out of those 18 fouls, how many have been really good scoring counts?
Yeah, no, I would say
4, 5.
Yeah, I was going to say 6, 7, but yeah, for the most part, it's shots from outside, and that's the difference between last night and tonight.
Yeah, they got a lot of chances in tight.
They got a lot of chances in tight, and but in saying that, Scott had to make some big saves.
He looks pretty comfortable in there, I'll tell you that. Off the face-off, here's Heinrich. That hits Skate Arbery. He'll pick it up and come back the other way. Feeds that back to Lees across the Nipawin line. Heinrich cut it off and comes right back to Lees again. He gets the chance. Scott, no problem there. We'll kick that one out. Yakimchuk jump in on it. He's had a nice opening period tonight. Tied up in the corner here by Anderson. Lees after it, throws it out front. It's playing there. Yakimchuk trying to get a stick on it. Buck will redirect back to the net. Lees back to blue line. Bruce has got it. Long shot. And grabbed quickly here by Scott as it hits the board. It comes right back out front. Good job by Flin Flon getting traffic in front of the net.
Yeah, another shot wide there from the outside, and Scott was able to corral the rebound there, bounce off the boards. And like I said earlier there, I think both these clubs play in a building that have very lively boards. They're both very similarly built, square corners,
yeah.
Smaller surface, but so they both have their little step plays, and both know how to handle the step plays.
1:02 to go in the period. Can Flin Flon hold it in the do? Great job by Mounier. There's Breho trying to come back up to Martin, but he couldn't knock it down. The puck is cleared to center. Here's Mounier. Feeds it back to Martin. Flin Flon trying to Takes up tapping here late. Delisle can't get the puck, but Will Witter will pick it up for the Hawks. Back to Radloff at center. And knocked down, and Jansen gets hammered as he brings the puck in. I think he was looking for a call there as well. Here's Michon. Outside the zone. Off Martin. Puck will go back at the Hawks zone. Gainer will rip this one in the corner, but intercepted by Delisle. Delisle back out, but Michon tied up, can't shoot. Here comes Gainer, the Hawk D-man outside the zone with three helpers. Gainer dumps it in. There's Mounier. Up the board for Delisle. 15 seconds remaining. A quick pass to Breho. He'll take off the center. Breho to go wide here on Seabrook. He'll bring it in, and puck will come back out. Will Witter grabs it here for Nipawin. And he feeds it back to Gainer, and he's just going to count down the last couple of seconds here, and that's going to do it for the opening period here tonight. And for Nipawin, that's a gigantic period because many times they've been here and have been buried early, and it's been out of it by this point. But, boy, a gutsy opening period for them on the road.
Yeah, very good road period there, as they call it. But, Flin Flon had their chances, and thought, again, we talked to, it's kind of going by the way things went last night there in the goaltender.
We'll take a break. The opening intermission is all set to go for the North of 53 Consumers Co-op, but a good feel, a good tempo, good pace here tonight. And these two longtime rivals put on a good show here for the folks at the Whitney Forum. Hawks have a 1-0 lead after one. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the particulars momentarily here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Hud Bay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more. Hud Bay has supported
7, including this
with
one.
dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
The Dollar Super Sale is on now at the North of 53 Co-op. Try raised in Western Canada, certified lean ground chuck beef, 5-pound portions for just $30. Let the brightest be your guide to find blackberries and raspberries for just $3 each, or red and green grapes, $4 a pound. And the Co-op wants you to literally bring home the bacon. Co-op Gold thick-cut bacon on for $13 a kilogram. Fully stocked with value and freshness at the North of 53 Co-op. You're at home there.
Attention! Attention!
On now at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center, it's the Whirlpool Black Friday sales event. Create the perfect home you want with appliances that fit what
10
you need.
seconds.
It's the more you buy, the more you save Black Friday sales event. Because the more you buy, the more you save. Now's the time to take advantage of buying Whirlpool appliances. Shop Creighton Furniture and Whirlpool and save.
A 1-0 Nipawin Hawks lead. That is the story after the opening 20 minutes here tonight. And great play by the veteran Mason Karkachuk. He gets a hold of it. He's all by himself. And he's in a good spot. He just blasts her in, hits the board. He goes to get his own rebound, and he catches keep that. He scores a nice goal off the post and in, and the only goal of the opening period, and a good one.
Yeah, and a good one, too. Like we talked about there, bouncy, lively boards. But, had the D-men kind of watching and not picking up the stick, which they should have done. But nonetheless, it was a great play by Karkachuk there to get his own rebound.
The only goal of the opening period, his 8th of the year, unassisted at 10:59. Again, shots a 19-6 in favor of Flin Flon, but a little bit misleading that period, like you mentioned, Travis. A lot of them from well out that any goalie in the world is going to stop.
Yeah, and Scott is making those saves and he's keeping the rebounds, but Nipawin's doing a great job tonight of holding the Flin Flon D-men to the points, the shots to the sidewall, and doing everything in the house, right?
2 great saves, the redirection on Joey Leeson and the chance by Reed Arbery, his 2 best saves of the period.
Yeah, those would have been big, right? You're talking about a wholly different game here, and who knows, the momentum would have maybe swung the other way, even if Lees was able to capitalize on that redirect.
So good opportunities there. Devin Beck, really tough to really give it. Didn't get a lot of work.
Yeah, no. And he had a couple good saves there. The
one on Jans, and they got enough of that. That was almost looked like a sure goal there.
Absolutely, yeah. And there was another one though that just missed to the side there, on the glove side. That maybe
that was Jansen again.
Yeah, maybe he didn't see it till last minute, but nonetheless didn't go in.
Don't have got the guys that can hurt you. And like I said, it's I think they're learning, and I think they're taking pages out of notebooks, a.k.a. the Melfort Mustangs, who won the league back-to-back years. And Melfort, again, we had a lot of guys that were good offensive players, but were so tough to play against, and that's the element that Nipawin has added to their.
No, absolutely, and again, we talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast. Flin Flon can match that, but in saying that, it's a seesaw battle here tonight, And Nipawin is a very opportunistic team, and they jumped on the opportunity that they had.
Full marks for a 1-0 lead after one. The Bombers had a 1-0 lead after last night's game. Look how that turned out. Maybe they'll be able to turn the tables, and they got to get the next goal. I don't know if they can afford to go down 2-0 against this Hawk team.
No, and it's crazy to say that, you start the second period and the first goal is such a pivotal goal. I mean, any first goal is a huge goal throughout the course of the game, but a for sure goal has to be Flin Flon here to start the second.
So Flin Flon, when they trail after one period of play this year, their record is 3-5. When the Hawks lead after one, 13-0. That's a pretty good record.
That was a very good record.
So we'll see what happens tonight. Mason Karkachuk, the only goal scorer tonight, is 8th of the year. Has some family and attendance tonight, no doubt pretty exciting for them. And we'll see what the Bombers have in store for the Hawks here in the second. But Nipawin, a good road period, a 1-0 lead. We'll take a break. Coming back with the opening intermission, which will continue for the North of 53 with co-op. Conversation with Pierce Yakimchuk, who I thought had a good first period.
Yeah, he did. And like you said, he's always on loose pucks, and he never quits, and that's what you want from a big guy like that.
And he can move the puck down the ice. He's never out of position.
No, he's not. And I mean, a big stride like that, he gets back so quickly. But he's really come around from his first time here in Flin Flon.
Well, I mean, you only get better than when you come in as a rookie. It's tough, but learn from a lot of good players. Well, he'll tell you his story. He's coming up next. Pierce Yakimchuk, great pizza player profile. That's on the radio momentarily. More coming up for the Whitney Forum. Bombers Hawks, a good one tonight on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Jim's Custom Doors and Windows is your trusted local windows, doors, and blinds store. But did you know they also install overhead doors? And did you know that a properly installed overhead door can help protect your home against extreme weather, help you save on your energy bill, and can increase the value of your home by up to 4%? Well, if you didn't, now you do. Plus, they also have lock and key services, helping you protect your home from the elements. Jim's Custom Doors and Windows. Call them today, 687-7071.
She looked at me.
Your hair's growing too loud. Stop it.
Everybody be nice or we're not getting Creighton's Pizza.
Yeah, shut your traps or no pizza, lasagna, hamburgers, appetizers, or ethnic favorites from Greek to Chinese.
Oh, Mother, that would be ever so disappointing. Alas, our behavior will improve.
Let us not bicker, and in the spirit of the holiday season, enjoy the greatest gift of all, Creighton's Pizza.
Hey, 10 seconds.
Nice.
It's a Christmas miracle. Time to call Creighton's Pizza. 688-2080. Fight for the last slice. Rob?
Play another spot.
Gatorade's unflavored water is your new go-to for all-day hydration. Infused with electrolytes for great taste. When you pick this up, all you have to do is flip the sports cap and drink the clear, refreshing water with no sweet taste. It's formulated for all active people to hydrate throughout their entire day. Arctic beverages and Gatorade.
10 seconds.
Ideal for all-day hydration for all active people. Your lifestyle may change each day, but what you have inside you doesn't. With Gatorade water.
Welcome our first intermission. Pierce Yakimchuk, of course, that's Flin Flon Bomber, going to be our great player profile here tonight. Pierce, boy, it's been a very interesting season. You came out of the preseason flying 6-0, then you lost 6, went on another tear, and a bit of a setback last night in Nipawin. But saying that, we'll share first place here in the middle of December. But I'd say a pretty productive first half for you in this team.
Yeah, that's hard. A lot of ups and downs, but I think we're going to maintain getting better each day, learning from our losses, learning from wins, and honestly preparing for playoffs. All this is playoffs.
I hear you, and you got to be happy. I mean, you're not going to win every game you play. We'll talk a little bit about last night's game momentarily, but the position you're in now after losing those 6 games in a row, I'd say it's pretty good to see the way that your team's been able to battle back here.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's awesome to be able to battle back, but I think you got to learn putting yourself in situations to start with. I think that's a part of when plays, but I do think that we got to learn from ways to avoid getting that situation so that we don't have to battle back later on. Playoffs a bit harder to battle back, so better ourselves later on.
What's been the biggest difference down to that? Is it simply just confidence?
I think there's I think it's the little. I think we'll fix the little thing, and the more smaller little things we fix, like each percentage of getting better. We fix 10 things, maybe that's 5% better, and if everyone's 5% better, that's different.
Fair enough. It's interesting to talk about the turning point for the team this year. Obviously, you can look back at that Yorkton game. They scored 11 goals. You broke your 6-game winning streak, but I also think a big factor was those back-to-back wins against Humboldt. You had to come from behind both nights to beat them, and they're certainly a very good hockey team right now. But in the end, they're going to be there. For you, what was the turning point for this team this year?
I always think we've had it. I think the guys, the more buy-in. I think there's more and more buy-in. The more we went through our season, I think we still have more at now.
That Yorkton game, though, felt pretty good for 11 goals.
Oh yeah, that's it's always nice to smoke the team.
And to do it on the road was made easy.
Oh yeah, I think I to focus on our road record as well. I got a lot on the road. I know we've been great in the Whitney Forum, but like I said, like in playoffs, we're not always home. We're going to be on the road a lot of the games.
Fair enough, but saying that last road game lost, could have won. Last night, 12 shots of 18-3 in the third period. They scored goals on 3 shots, one of them empty netter, but I didn't think it was a bad effort. You had your chance to win last night's game.
Yeah, definitely, but I still think at the end of the day, we still had more to give with the big part. Like we gave it our all for 100% of the game, then it came through, and that's what it's all about. We got to win every game, no matter what.
Are you happy to get the face off against Nipawin next night, right here in your own ring?
Oh, definitely, it feels good. We're all ready for get revenge, and I think the boys are ready to big game tonight.
Well, you've been very good in this ring so far this year, and you pretty much own Nipawin in this building the last several years.
Yeah, definitely. It's our ring obviously gives us a lot more confidence, playing a lot of energy, and I think the guys are really comfortable with it, so it gives us a huge advantage.
What'll be the key tonight? You got off to a good start last night, big power play goal to start things off, Morozov, and like I said, maybe a bit of a tailspin second period, but all in all, I didn't think a bad effort at all. But in your opinion, what do you have to do differently in this game here tonight?
I think playing a full 60 minutes. I think we had a lot of great moments yesterday, but I think there was a few bad. Got to cut out those bad moments. Play a full 60 minutes. If we have a bad moment, come back next shift. Scratch. Win the next. Yeah.
Fair enough. You got a lot of games under your belt now. Your third year here in the league. What's the biggest difference in your game now compared to when you first started in this league?
I think through all the years I've played, I think every the more games you play, you get more consistent, and you get more the rings, the more the ice surfaces and the team how they play. And I think through the years I've learned lots of things. It's just a lot distance.
You've also had the opportunity to play with a lot of good players for the last few years. I'm sure it's rubbed off on you, and a lot of big moments, a lot of big situations. The team that usually goes pretty deep in the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. There's been a lot of big games I've played with, like Justin Foster and defense, Joe Bull, Adam Scott, lots of guys. It's just you take little things from each of those guys, like Joe Bull's playmaking ability and whatever Adam McNutt's difficult to play. It's just things you can take away from their games. You learn from each and every guy, and it's always nice to like carry on something that they've brought and put in your own.
Adam McNutt, a really good one for sure, and Noah Houle as well. Like you mentioned, I think Noah Houle was top D-man of the year last year in hockey. So let's talk about going forward here. You're in first place right now, but you feel, and I think the Bombers, not success here, but success the last years, you guys always have kind of a bullseye on your chest or on your back.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. But I think that's a great thing to have. Having a bullseye in your chest, it gives you like motivation to be your best every night, no matter what, and it makes you better. It makes you a better player, definitely.
Every game means something with this team too. And I was chatting about this with some of the Nipawin guys yesterday who couldn't wait to get here. They love playing in the Whitney Forum because every game here feels like a playoff atmosphere.
No, I totally agree. It's
let you go, and I know we've had you on a few different times, but what's the best Bomber moment for you so far in your career?
I think as a whole, it's just playoff. I love the playoff atmosphere and then like sweat years that this team put in every day just for playoff. It's great to see the fans all united for them.
You remember take me back to your first goal. Tell me how it kind of came out. Who was against all the details of it?
Well, Hardy, that was a long time ago, but I believe it was in Notre Dame. I just weaved the shot and it went in, and I saw the boys going crazy. It was awesome.
First goal is always important. It's always a monumental one. Quickly, favorite player in the team growing up?
I'm gonna have to go with Ekholm. I like that. Yes, Ekholm on the Oilers. I'm a big Oilers fan.
You're an Alberta guy.
Oh yeah, so.
I guess you could cheer for the Flames too.
No, I'm good. I'm a big Oilers fan. I think yes, Ekholm's nice stay at home. I like to model my team.
Sounds good to me. Good luck against the Hawks here tonight. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
There you are. Here's Nakachuk, our Flin Flon Bomber player profile here on 102.9 FDR and FlinFlonOnline.com. Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers throughout the SJHL season. We know that the Bombers will play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 40 years. Northland Ford helping the community cheer on the Bombers as they work to bring a championship to the best fans in the league, and they provide you with the best selection on their lot. In the North, for the North, Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
How am I ever going to remember everything to do this time of year?
'Tis I, the ghost of season's eatings, and what you need is easy as KFC.
Kringle, frankincense, Chat GPT?
Not even close. You need to get yourself a festive chicken sandwich from KFC with original recipe stuffing and tangy cranberry.
10 seconds.
That will give me the energy to remember everything. Karaoke, Fragile, Cumberbatch, KFC, so festive.
So good.
1-0 lead for the Nipawin Hawks facing Karkachuk, the only goal scorer so far as we get set for the second period. McDonald's out of town scoreboard tonight. Melfort just 3 wins in our last 10 games, playing Melville at 1-1 right now. In the second, Battleford a 2-0 lead on Weyburn. Boy, Battleford, what a 2 year they've had. A lot of people thought that they'd be kind of near the bottom of the standings. They've actually held in there pretty good. Humboldt a 4-0 lead on the Ronch. Broncos have lost 7 straight. Looks like they might be able to break the funk tonight, up 4-0 on the Ice Wolves in the second period. Estevan a 1-0 lead on Warman, and York and Kindersley 1-1 after 1. We'll get the MJHL, the rest of the NHL. Our next break, we're underway. In the second period, it's the Bombers' Hudson Breho will redirect that puck inside the Hawks zone. There's Wallington overskates it. Breho to the blue line. Knocked down by Yakimchuk. Puck out front. Martin can't get a shot away. Hawks have it, and they'll quickly get it outside the zone. Bruce is back to get it. Beats it back to Yakimchuk. Here's Delisle. He'll poke that one in deep, and Breho will give chase back to the Hawk net. Seabrook there to tap it away from him. Lothar for to Wallington. His pass to center. Radloff will dump it in and then go off for a change, and Mounier will pick it up. Here's Mounier. Quick stretch pass. Leeds picked it up. He falls over the blue line on his own accord, and the Hawks will pick it up, and they've got the puck again as they get that one out. That's Jansen. Nice pass to drop it back to Hoynes across the Bomber line. That's knocked off block. Went to the corner. Anderson's got his guy. Borzov's got it. There's a giveaway. Jansen a chance. That one got blocked in front. Ward on the attack here for Flin Flon. Looked like they're going to get Leeds to clear, but Gaynor made a good play to knock that down in midair. Anderson can't take the pass. Icing against the Hawks. MJHL scores tonight. The Blizzard looking for their 3rd straight win. 1-0 lead on Nipawin in the second period. Blues lead Dauphin 3-0 in the second tonight in Portage. A 2-0 lead on Verdun. NHL Finals from today. Colorado over the Rangers in OT 3-2. How about Florida? They were down 5-1. Come back and beat Columbus overtime 7-6 today. Montreal, a 1-0 lead on the Leafs in the 3rd period. We'll see if that one holds up. More scores coming up. Face off in the Hawk zone. Flin Flon tries to keep the puck in deep. There's Ryder Newcomb. That's a good chance. Good work along the wall from him tonight. Back to the goal for Alexander. Gets it out front. There's a chance there for Spike. He can't jam it in. Hoynes Gives it away. You got chance. That one didn't miss by much, but it looked like the goaltender, Scott, got just enough, but just got a nick right shoulder. Up a good chance for the Bombers here early in the second period. Puck comes out. Jansen that close to going in alone. He's been their best forward the past couple of games. Hoynes is hauled down. Penalty coming up against the Bombers. Other NHL scores. Boston a 2-1 lead on New Jersey in the third. Islanders Tampa Bay scoreless in the third period. Carolina 1-0 lead on Utah in the third. St. Louis leads Ottawa 2-0 in the third. Carolina a 4-0 lead on Nashville after 2. And later tonight on Hockey in Canada, Winnipeg and Edmonton. Hooking penalty being handed out here. The Bombers for Sean the D-Man for second Tim's Custom Doors and Windows penalty kill. Nipawin 0 for 1, but a great chance for Travis Rydell to add to their lead to begin the second period.
Yeah, they've kind of weathered a little bit of a storm here in the first 2 minutes, and you know, it's one of those penalties. It's almost a good penalty to take because he would have been all alone. But
Yakimchuk will rip that one away from Watson. Watson's got 7 power play goals to beat the Hawks. There's a chance in front. Good save there by Devin Peck as Radloff got that big goal for them early in the second period yesterday. Left alone out front. That's Peck's best save of the game.
Yeah, left all alone there after maybe a little bit of a soft play by defenseman Bruce there trying to get it out. And got the puck, tried to shoot it before he even had control of it. Was it Radlov right in front? Yeah.
Winner will take the face-off against Lees. The left of Devin Peck, a 1-0 Nipawin lead is underway in the second period. The Hawks on the power play for the second time tonight. Their power play ranked 7th overall. But certainly a lot of dangerous weapons. There's Karkachuk's shot. That got blocked. Puck stays in. Gainer in the corner for Watson. Like we said, he's been lethal. 7 power play goals on the year. Flin Flon held him in check last night, but if he gets going, look out. Winner to the blue line. There's Gainer. Goes it back to net for Watson, but picked up instead by Radloff. But back it back to left point to Gainer. One-timer. Karkachuk blocked that time by Arbery. Nice job. Puck stays in, though. Nice work here by Gainer. Dumps it in, back to it. Yakimchuk gets a piece of it. He'll knock it down. Yakimchuk picks it up, and now he'll send it down the ice. Scott will leave it back to the Nipawin net. Gainer will grab it. A minute to go in the power play. Just underway in the second, like we mentioned. 17:03 to go. Gainer to the middle of the ice. Across the Bomber line. Brings that one back over for Jansen. Jansen. Got the marvelous chances here tonight. And like I said, I think it's been their best forward the past couple of games. Lowther. Worked it back to Karkachuk. Karkachuk knocked it down. He'll hold it in. Blue line for Heinrich. That one partially blocked by Martin. Mounier stands his guy up. Puck then picked up here by Alexander, and he'll bank it off the boards back down the ice. 27 seconds to go in the power play. Heinrich is back onside. Look out. Lowther gets caught, though. Bruce, a nice job to come over and take it from him. Left it there for Mounier. Bounces it to the line. Heinrich holds it in. A shot on target. Peck will make the save, get rid of it quickly. Bruce has it, and down the ice it goes. 8 seconds remaining in the Nipawin power play. In danger going 0-2 in the game, but again, they've got the 1-0 lead. Here's Wallington. Stretch pass. Smith behind the D. Smith down the left side. Makes a good move. Gets a shot on net. Good save that time by Peck again. Hawks come close. It comes back in front of the net. Picked up here by Seabrook. The chance. Peck the save. He's got the rebound. And Nipawin, a couple of great chances. Devin Peck. 4 big saves, Travis, to start the second period.
Yeah, there were 4 quality shots, 4 quality saves by Peck there. And the thing about Flin Flon's penalty kill is they're very aggressive. They block a lot of shots. They get sticks in lanes. Nipawin's able to counter that a little bit by moving the puck around and get some quality chances in tight.
Great opportunities there. They do come up empty on the power play, but come very close after it expired. I noticed that was the same in last night's game. After the power play expired, they would just really keep the pressure going on. And they come close here. A face-off back in Flin Flon territory. Smith to take the draw here against Lees. Bombers get it back to Arbery outside the zone. That'll be a nice call. Trying to hit Morozov with that home run pass, but it's well ahead of him. And we'll get a face-off back inside Flin Flon territory. 15:49 to go in the second period. Shots are 21-10 Flin Flon. But again, a Nipawin 1-0 lead. Smith will line up for the faceoff. They got the big sandpaper line out there. Lowther, Smith, and Cole. Something that we haven't seen from these Hawks the last 2 years. They've been trying to go at it with a lot of skill, but now they've added guys that are good away from the puck as well. And it's made a big difference here at this team. They're the real deal, I can tell you that. Here's Yakubchuk. Off the boards, he'll get it back down the ice. Ice against Flin Flon again. And what a difference between weekends. Go back to last weekend, that weekend against Humboldt. Flin Flon all over them last weekend. We haven't seen the Bombers ice the puck as much of the game as we have at this one tonight.
Well, no, and you talked about that. The reason that the icing happened there was it was full on the big hit there on the sidewall. Morozov put the puck back to the other end, and all forwards were already gone out and tried to get that stretch pass, but it's not catching.
Winner set for the face-off against Bees to the right of Devin Peck. Off the face-off, Yakubchuk moves it ahead to Arbery. He will get this one out. Nesbitt back to cut him off. Yakubchuk tried to get a stick on it. Held in here by Arbery. Arbery, good work along the board, but the Hawks get it free. That one will go back inside Flin Flon territory. Yakubchuk has it. Big Connor watched it on top of him. Throws it back to center ice, and Morozov will redirect it in. Flin Flon unable to manufacture much at all in this opening second period. Arbery trying to throw a body check there. Ward will knock it down outside the blue line. Have to wait for Arbery to get back on side. Take it up a little bit. Gets it in tight. Hawks intercept. Here's Karkachuk, the goal scorer. He's at center. Flipped it back to Flin Flon territory. There's Martin to take it away. Poked away by Karkachuk again. Mounier bouncing puck. Played it ahead. Delisle can't get a stick on it. Brio has it. Flipped it back to Ward. Ward will take off across the line. Here's Sam Ward. A backhander out front. Delisle can't get any wood on it. Tied up perfectly by Nesbitt to D-man. Here's Martin's long shot. Over top of the net it goes. Brio. Back to the goal for Delisle. Rimmed it back to the point. There's Ward. His long shot. Deflected in front. Brio trying to get there. Brio to Mounier. His shot. Knocked down in front again. Lots of traffic in front. The Bombers can't get those pucks through. Here's a chance for Karkachuk. He'll take the fast long shot into the glove. Heck, easy save. Gives it to Mounier. And 14 minutes remaining in the second period. It's going by quickly. Pass for Martin. Way too hard and fast. And he can't knock that one down. We'll get a face-off back inside Flin Flon territory. 13:56 to go, and you're right. They're trying to spring that guy, and they have not had any success at all.
No, and that was on the heels of probably Flin Flon's best gift for that period there. With this line that's been out there for well over a minute now, and trying to get that stretch pass, trying to deflect that puck in the zone and trying to get off. But big high hit passes, aren't very successful.
Sabat back at his blue line. We'll play that back inside Flin Flon territory. Looks like icing in one way. No, they're going to wave it off. There's Ward. Dump it there for Mounier. Played it ahead to Martin. His backhander finds Brio at center. Brio's got it. He'll dump that one back in. Heinrich is back. Up the board. Big body check there. Alexander again. Boy, he has a locomotive train, and he gets the puck free. Alexander after it. There's sight. Alexander trying to come out front. They had Brio there. Alexander, Brio, one timer. Not a lot of wood on it, but a great feat from behind the net by Landon Alexander, who I would say game in, game out, might be the Bombers' most player.
Yeah,
he's a good one.
So he is, and he, you know what you get with Landon.
The thing with him, and I talked about this earlier, he throws such big hits, but he's a great skater.
Yeah, he is, and that's where the hits come from. He's such a hard stride, such a strong stride, and you come in even if you stop striding before he makes that hit, he's coming with speed.
I'd love to time him in the 100-meter dash just to see how quick he is, because he can really fly. Hawk sent it down the ice. There's a save made there by Peck, who's been good here in the second period. 3-on-2 for Flin Flon. Here comes Leo Seitz up the right side. Seitz hangs on back up from the center. Blocked it front that side by Lowther. Another big shot blocked here by the Hawks. Alexander tried to get it back out front for a chance there, but again the Hawks blocked the shot here in this game. They're going to dump that one down the ice. Icing will be waved off, but Thard will pick it up back to his own net. Better be careful of the guy on him. It's Ryan. Ryan almost got the turnover. Duca overskates it. Ryan will pick it up, throws it back out front. Puck lane there, grabbed here by Bethard. Bethard back in Nipawin territory. Seabrook goes back to get it. That took a real funny hop team back to the Nipawin net. Grabbed by Steph. Puck comes to the blue line. Flin Flon holds it in, but knocked down by Seabrook. They'll get a hold of it at center and send it back to the Flin Flon zone. There's Yakubchuk. In the corner here for Bruce. Played it ahead. They're trying to go back up the middle to Bowman. Bowman not going to be able to get there in time, but he thinks he should have. They should have negated the ice there. Mike Reagan, you can tell by the look on the bench, he didn't like that one either.
You can also tell by the guy behind the bench there giving the old wave sign.
I thought they might go to center ice with this one, but I don't think they're going.
Kind of pass there.
12:07 to go, second period. Face off back inside the Flin Flon zone. The right of Devin Peck. Shots, by the way, 6-4 Hawk here in the second. It's 23-12 for Flin Flon in the game. Nipawin in front 1-0. Holding the Bombers at base so far in this one. Here's a pass to center, grabbed by Lesperon. Alexander to the front of the net. What a move! He scores! Highlight reel goal! There it is, Landon Alexander. What a job to score! You're not going to see it. You go home tonight, you put all the highlights on, you won't see a prettier goal than that.
Yeah, that's just coming off of hard work there from Lesperance and Alexander. Lesperance with a nice little feed over to Landon Alexander, who drives the net hard, keeps the wheels going. I think the Nipawin Hawks D-man might have put that in, but nonetheless...
I don't know. It looked like he made a good move to me. We probably won't get an instant replay.
He made a good move, nonetheless. Definitely a hard-working goal, well-deserving for Landon Alexander.
I think Landon Alexander is the best-kept secret in the SJHL. And I'm telling you right now, like I said, their most consistent player this year. He brings it every single night. And that was just an absolute beautiful goal to tie up this hockey game at 1. That's an unassisted goal as well. He did it all himself. Too bad he couldn't have got the replay on that one, Travis. I'd love to watch that one again.
We'll have to go home and we'll relive it on Full Hockey.
I don't have a Full Hockey TV account, but you relive it. Tell me how good it was.
I'll send it to you.
Make me feel, yeah, that'll be good.
Okay.
Here comes Alber back to center. Flin Flon on the attack again. There's a shot into the glove, and boy, thought they could that one look easy. He'll grab that one, hanging on with Yakupchuk. In front of the net, 11:39 go in the second period. Shot 24-12. Flin Flon finally able to get a puck past the Nipawin Hawk netminder tonight, Colton Scott. Well, they got a pretty good 1-2 puncher in Nipawin, do they not?
No, absolutely, yeah.
Face off back inside the Nipawin zone. Scott having a conversation here with the referee. I'm not sure what's happening around the net. Anyway, Delisle will dig in for the face-off as they'll go up here against Will Witter. Delisle been very quiet the last 2 games. There's Sam Ward right off the face-off. Back out! Fuck! They had Martin there. Backdoor, he missed it. Knocked down by Breho. Through traffic again. Delisle did get a redirection on that one. Got blocked again. Boy, the Hawks blocked a lot of shots. Racing after the puck here. The bot, he'll get it back to center. Ward cut that one off. Feeds it back to Mounier. Delisle will redirect it back in. Look out! Here comes Martin racing after it. And caught the last second. Poke the corner. None of the Hawks demon picked up on it. Flin Flon will try to keep the puck in deep. That's Heinrich back to it. Picked up here by Shabbat. Shabbat, new-looking D-man for the Hawks. Well, a lot of new players like we mentioned. Puck goes in. Look out. It's like a funny hawk, but Puck just got back. Where have we seen that before? Remember Game 7 against Escobar a couple years ago?
Just watched that highlight the other day, actually.
Picked up here by Arbery, a backhander. He falls down. That got blocked. They'll get it back to blue line to Ward. Shot partially blocked. Here's Radloff. Outside the zone. Flin Flon's got them pinned deep here. And they'll bring it back in. That goal has really woken Flin Flon up in the second period. Morozov knocked it down. Witter can't clear it out. Picked up by Heinrich. And here's a chance now for Radloff. Icing negated. Peck will come racing out of his net. Radloff back out front. Look out. That got caught there. They're lucky that Bethard got a hold of Anderson, or it's 2-1 Nipawin. Flin Flon gets the puck to blue line. Held in by Wallington. He'll throw it back out front. Kicked away that time by Peck. There's Jansen back in the net. Puck is bouncing. Flon can't get a stick on it. Wallington has it on target. Peck, puck loose at front. Flin Flon having a tough time in their own end. There's Pease. Flipping the puck down the ice. Won't have enough for an icing call. There's Seabrook. Plays it ahead. Puck tapped in. Here comes Jansen. Jansen inside the Flin Flon zone. Throws it out front. They made off angle that time by Peck. Bombers get it again. Boy, they're going end to end here now. Nipawin getting some chances as well. Bombers dump it in. Stops the save. He'll quickly give it over to Seabrook. Redirected back down the ice. Yakupchuk will pick it up. Back around his net. Feeds it over to Ryder Muka. Nice pass outside the zone. Here comes Alexander. Alexander down the right side. Scores! Lefton Alexander again. He's doing everything tonight offensively. And that'll be a 2-1 lead for Flin Flon. And boy, Landon Alexander. You know, this Viking Cup team, they're going with all 20-year-olds. This is a guy that they should be taking a look at, should they not?
No, absolutely. You know what he brings every night. He brings speed, he brings physicality, and tonight he's got 2 goals here just to, reward all that play.
2-1 Flin Flon. Alexander, a beautiful shot over the left shoulder here of the goaltender, Colton Scott. Flin Flon takes a 2-1 lead with 9:15 to go in the second period. Alexander off the faceoff will slap it right back in, and here he comes flying after it again. Ryder Muke in there with him. He's got the puck back to Bruce. Redirected by Alexander. Alexander back to the goal, trying to throw it back out front. He kind of fanned on it. Grabbed here by Gaynor, the Nipawin D-man. Up the ice it goes. Bruce got a piece of it, but threw it right back to Hoynes. Here's Cole. Doubles it in. There's a good save by Peck. That's why if you're a D-man, you got to make sure you get the puck out. That one flipped up over the glass here. 8:44 to go as they announce the goal. I'm going to try this. Did you get the assist on that?
Of course I did.
You're kidding. Oh, my goodness. It's like they're going to strike us. Who got them?
Well, it was Ryder Muka who made that excellent feed to hit Alexander on the stretch pass there to bring him in all alone. They only gave the 1 assist. I'm pretty sure that Pierce Jackson cycled that puck around to Muka on the sidewall. Muka hit Alexander, and that should have got the second one, but they only gave 1.
Media timeout. We'll come back. The Bombers are front 2-1. 2 goals back-to-back for Landon Alexander on 102.9 FBR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Bailey Homes has 15 years of experience in the North, specializing in RTM homes and foundations, and are also proud supporters of our community. They are so thankful to Flin Flon and the surrounding areas for supporting them for all these years. They're always willing to chat with a potential customer to help Bailey Homes show what they can do for our community. Visit bailey-homes.ca to find out how they can help you build the home you are looking for. Prime Rib Fridays are on at Chicken Chef. Cap off the work week with a tender 8-ounce prime rib with garlic mashed potatoes, a pillowy Yorkshire pudding, plus veggies, and a small vanilla sundae to boot. Chicken Chef is excited to offer this to you for just $33.33.
10 seconds.
Available after 4. Fridays are for prime rib and au jus at Chicken Chef, where it always feels like home.
8:44 to go, second period. The Bombers have come to life, and so the crowd here at the Whitney Forum on back-to-back goals by Landon Alexander, his 7th and 8th of the year. Face off in the Flin Flon zone. The right here of Devin Peck, who's also made big saves here. There's a chance for Breho. He'll take that one away from the Hawks D-man Nez, but he does recover, though, and gets it back to center. Picked up here by Bruce. Along the board, Delisle will jump on it. Delisle down the wing, trying to come back up front, partially blocked that time by Witter. Puck back to the Nipawin net, Flin Flon in pursuit. Here's Delisle after it again. Throws it around the board. Bruce will wait for it at the point. Taps it back in for Martin. Martin got it, trying to work his way back up front. Puck bounces. Picked up by Yakimchuk just inside the blue line. Yakimchuk a chance. Oh, good save there. As Scott reached out, it goes off his left arm. Puck picked up for the Nipawin net here by Gaynor, the Hawk D-man. He dropped that one back here to Nesbitt. Here's Watson in behind the knee. Watson trying to come back around. Karkachuk off the post and in. Tie game again. Karkachuk celebrating here from the Whitney Forum faithful. And boy, does he ever take advantage of that miscue that comes back at front. Karkachuk got his second. No chance there for Devin Peck.
No, and, it was a broken play that resulted in a 2-on-1 with Karkachuk coming back in there. It was a good play by, I think it was Yakimchuk out there, was able to break up that play. But unfortunately, one loose puck at the top of the circle, and Karkachuk was able to hammer it off the post and in.
That might be another unassisted goal.
I would think it is.
They go to center ice after the goal. Karkachuk's got a pair. And the Hawks will come back to tie things up here at 2. 29-17. Shot right back out. Left for Rods. Gets a chance in front. And Flin Flon back out in front. Left alone in front of the net, and they take the lead again, 3-2, and boy, the Bombers here. So that Karkachuk goal came at, what time did you have?
7:49.
No, I had 12. It would have been 12:11.
Yeah, 12:11, and then this one's at
12:20. That's 8 seconds later.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Big goal by Lesbronx gets a lot of chances. That's his third of the year. Now the goal's coming fast and furious here. Right off the face-off, Ulmer will get it in deep. Jeez, I was looking to write something down. All of a sudden, Lesbronx is so funny. Is at home. The shot for Flin Flon out front again. Lesbronx on the doorstep. A backhander and the save made here by Scott. And this game has really opened up here in the second period. Ulmer will get an assist on that Lesbronx goal. I'm not sure if there was 2 on it or not.
No, just the one for Ulmer.
But Flin Flon back in front, 3-2 here. And like I said, this is just a crazy seesaw affair.
Things are definitely opening up here, back and forth, and you know what? Karkachuk was equal to pass to tie it up after Landon Alexander's goal, and then K.J. Lesperance with his third of the year.
But Flon will hold it in, or will they? No, it'll come out. Lee's got cut out of position. The Bombers hammer it back in. Wallington's got it for the Hawks. Nice tap pass to Hoynes, and he'll dump this back inside the Flin Flon zone. Anderson after it. Bruce went down hard in the corner. Ward. Off the board, picked up here by Morozov. These can't knock it down. There's a chance by Anderson. Shot right on. Picked away that time by Peck. Puck rolling deep in Flin Flon territory. Morozov after it. Left it there for Bruce. Here's the pass to Arbery at center. Back over to Lees over top of his stick. Seabrook will pick it up for the Hawks. Lifts it outside the zone. No, Arbery knocks it down. Good play. Now it comes out. Seabrook a good body check just below us here on Reed Arbery. Ward tapped it at his blue line. Back to Arbery. Shot for a 2-on-1 here. Here's Sight. He's got Morozov with him. Sight out front. Blocked by Seabrook in front of the net. Hawks back the other way. Tapped inside Flin Flon territory by Anderson. Racing back to get it is Bethard. Poked away by Arbery. Good play. He'll push it across the line here from Muka, but Ryan took it from him. Here's Will Witter for the Hawks. Drop past the goal. Back out front to Ryan, spins, fires. Bethard got a piece of that one under 6 minutes remaining here in the second period. Back out front alone that time was Ryan who gets knocked down on the play here by Seitz. Now we got Will Leonard taking down Bethard behind the play. Meanwhile, up the ice, it's Alexander trying to feed out front to Seitz. Seitz trying to get a stick on it. Lots of extracurricular stuff happening in behind the play here. Fans are focused in on it, yet alone there's an odd man rush for Flin Flon the other way. Jakubchuk. Alexander, 2 goals. He'll get a stick on it. He'll poke it in. There's Nesbitt. Back around the corner, back around the boards. Karkachuk 2 tonight, throws to the center. Bruce will pick it up. He'll fire it back in. It's like a funny hop again. I'll tell you what, he may end up getting caught tonight yet. Trejo after the puck with the Hawks have it. Nice pass. Jansen down the wing. What? Good glove save by Peck. And the difference there, Travis, well out of the blue paint to shut down the angle. And Peck, I think he's got his mojo. Yeah, he got beat by the goal by Karkachuk here in the second, which had no chance on, but he's made some good saves.
No, absolutely, and that shot from Karkachuk, or that goal, was a beautiful shot off the post in. That one there, Jakubchuk was taking away the pass, so Peck was able to come out, cut off the angle, make a nice glove save.
Off the face-off, shot right on again, that time by Watson. And Devin Peck will flash the leather on him as well.
Watson got the assist on Karkachuk.
Yeah, I see that. And just the one assist, like you mentioned, Ulmer on the go-ahead goal here by Lesbronx, third of the year. Hawks hanging in there, though. 5 minutes to go here in the second period. Another big face-off between Jansen and Sight here. To the left of the Flin Flon Bomber netminder, Devin Peck. Both goalies standing tall off the face-off. Alexander will pick it up, and he'll skate away for Flin Flon. Alexander up the right side. Dumped it across the Nipawin blue line. There's Buchan for Sight. Hit off the puck. Here comes Connor Watson the other way to center. Watson was it back of the Flin Flon zone. Ward lost the handle. Picked up here by Jansen. Jansen knocked down in the corner. Flin Flon has the puck. Ryder Muka will skate with it to center. Muka back across the Nipawin line, fires out on target. There's a rebound, but then outside the zone. It'll come in on net. Peck will come out to play it. Bounier got out of position. The Hawks take it from him. And there's Karkachuk. who's been dangerous tonight, but towards the front of the net. Ulmer, back for Flin Flon. Feeds it back to center ice. Bowman gets sticked on it, poked it in for Lesperon. They got Ulmer racing to the front of the net, but Seabrook is there. And he'll tie it up along the board. We're down to 4:03 remaining in the second period. Shot to 30-20. That's brought back out front. Puck rolls the blue line, held in by Bethard. Bethard will knock it down again. No, he won't. It'll hop up over top of the stick. He flips it in. Picked up here immediately by Seabrook. Long shot, grabbed by Peck, forced to hang on. And 3:44 remaining in the second period. A 3-2 Flin Flon lead. Boy, what a real exciting back-and-forth period we're experiencing here tonight.
Yeah, it's a heavyweight slugfest. What it is, kind of all offense, no defense here, and it's going to catch up somebody along the way there. Both goaltenders have been playing really well, equal to any pass that they've seen so far, but yeah, it's definitely opened up here in the second period.
Hoynes will take the face-off against Joey Lees, the right of Devin Peck. 15-13, the shot to Nipawin's favor here in this second period. Gone around the board it goes. Morozov will feather that one ahead. Here's Bethard. Lees onside. In Nipawin territory. Out front had Arbery, but he can't knock it down. Flin Flon holds it in. Joey Lees in the corner. We'll flip it to the left side. Grabbed here by Bethard. He ripped that on target. Couldn't save that time. By the Hawk netminder Scott. Flin Flon after it again. Arbery back of the goal. Got to come back out front. Morozov looking for positioning, but he's belted. Sean will race in from the right point. Knocked it down. Nesbitt is there. He fans on it back to the goal, but picked up here by Gaynor. Lost a handle. Chest the foot for Lees. Big save. Oh, a big one there. Lees gets the rebound. Shoots it again. Nowhere near the net. If that's the soccer net, he might have put that one in. Big body check there by Arbery, though. Is he going to get a penalty here? You better believe he is.
He's getting a penalty.
Great Arbery takes Gaynor down, and he's going to get a penalty. Did you see it there, Travis?
Yeah, it was, he stepped into the play there. Gaynor made the pass up ice, and Arbery finished his check. He's giving him a trip. It was maybe a little low, but again, I'm not the one to make the call.
I think it's safe to say the fans don't like the call.
I don't think they've liked any call tonight, to be honest with you. That's the second or third ref stuck chance, so.
2:49 remaining in the second period. It's a 3-2 Flin Flon lead. Hawks on the power play for the third time tonight. They're 0 for 2. And our third Jim's Custom Doors and Windows penalty kill. The Hawks looking to seize the opportunity here. Boy, the fans really vocal about it. They're vocal all the time, but in particular really vocal on this one.
Yeah.
But a big test here for the Flin Flon Bomber penalty killing unit. So the penalty being handed out here. Trying to make up the number here.
It's Arbery.
Arbery will take the penalty. Seabrook will take the face-off here against Alexander. The right of the goaltender, Devin Peck. Flin Flon Bomber penalty kill, like Rick said, ranked 7th in the league. And they'll get tested here for sure. Gaynor off the draw. Blue line, fired on target. Peck, good save with a hard time by Karkachuk. And he'll reach down and he'll grab that and make a good save. And Peck really looking
composed
and confident.
Yeah, that's the third glove save there in a row, and it's. I mean, you're not going to get rebounds to get a goaltender that's able to corral all the puck.
Sights against Hoynes. Face off once again inside the Flin Flon zone. This time to the left of the netminder Peck. Off the draw, Bruce will pick it up. Feeds it back to Alexander. Down the ice it goes. Sights had a chance to pick it up, but puck will roll past him. Karkachuk is there to get it. 2 for him tonight. Leaves it back to the Hawk net. Here comes the D-man Gaynor. Gaynor will bring it up the ice. Here he is, center. Across the Bomber line. Gaynor will dump that one in. Luck out, goes down hard in the corner. Alexander on top of him. Puck is underneath him, and they'll get a whistle. And not a bad move there for Nipawin. Will get the face-off back inside the Flin Flon zone.
A good whistle for Flin Flon as well. Just kind of regroup here, maybe get the Phillies out there. But so far, 31 seconds in, and aside from that shot there from the point that Peck was able to catch there, nothing going for the Hawks on his power play.
They'll get another chance there. Face-off once again deep in Flin Flon territory. 2:18 to go in the period. Minus the face-off against Joey Lees. Off the draw, puck laying there. Kick to the blue line. Karkachuk on it. He'll dump it back in. Yakimchuk. Looked like he wanted to kind of freeze it, but good job by the Hawks to get it on him. That Connor Walker, like we said. Look out. Another penalty coming up against the Bombers here. Another penalty coming up. This is going to be a boarding call, I believe. A 5-on-3 late in the period.
Cross-check.
Cross-check, okay. And it's going to go to Bruce, the defenseman. The Hawks got a 5-on-3 here.
Yeah, Bruce was a little hard on the stick there on the Hawks forward in behind the net there, and it's, you know, you want to be physical with your man. You want to take the player away from the puck, but sometimes you just got to watch how you do that.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt about that being a penalty.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
The Pats are watching a different game than you and I are.
Wow. Is what it is hard.
I know, but I mean, that was a legitimate penalty.
Yeah, it was a hard play, and I mean, it's one of those things you don't want to take that one. Because you got a minute 15, 5-on-3 here for the Hawks. I mean, in saying that, Flin Flon was able to kill that off last night, and hopefully they can do it again here right now.
Minus against Alexander. It is a 5-on-3. Great job by Alexander. Look at this. He gets the puck out, doing everything in this game. And he'll get it down the ice, and Karkachuk will chase it down. A minute 5 to go in the first penalty. A minute 50 in the second. So Nipawin will remain on the power play for the remainder of the period, of course, provide another call. They're offside here, and that's a break against the Bombers. Karkachuk not happy with Alexander about something. He tries to go at him a little bit.
No, Alexander giving a little poke after the whistle there. But you know what? It was kudos to the three Flin Flon Bomber defenders on the penalty killer. They held up the puck carrier and drew a couple guys offside there, and big key face-off outside the zone here.
57 seconds in the first penalty, a minute 42 in the second, a minute 46 in the period. Bombers in front 3-2, but a great chance there by the Hawks, a 5-on-3 power play. And they get the puck quickly here to Anderson. Anderson inside the Flin Flon zone. Mounier there. He wants to pin it up. Puck will come back to the Bomber net. Grabbed by Jansen. Alexander again on him. Puck stays in, though. Alexander has his guy tied up along the board. Now he's hit hard. Penalty coming up against Nipawin. And Mounier comes in, and he better be careful here. You don't want to take another penalty. And again, you know why that penalty's called? Because the aggressiveness of Alexander on the penalty kill.
Yeah, that's a big, I think. Yeah, no, you're right.
Jansen's going to take the penalty. Go ahead.
Alexander was able to get that puck there frozen against the wall there. Off of a good play there.
They're saying a hit from behind on that.
Yeah, it was borderline cross-check hit from behind.
Anyway, that's a big deal for Flin Flon. Now it's a 4-on-3 as opposed to a 5-on-3.
Yeah, absolutely. 38 seconds here, and then
but a lot of open ice out there at the same token. Boy, this has been a crazy period, has it not?
We've seen everything here.
Minute 27 to go in the period. 4-on-3 power play here for the Hawks. Jansen takes a hit from behind. Bombers win the draw. It's going to go all the way down the ice. Yakupchuk better hurry. Here comes Anderson racing in on him. And look out, he almost coughed it up. He just gets rid of it. Pashon will pick it up. He'll slap it down the ice. Heinrich will pick it up here for Nipawin. 22 seconds remaining in the power play. Heinrich will get it to center. Over to Winter. Winter down the wing, cutting in. Will Winter trying to jam it in and picked up and cut down the ice again by Pashon. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Lowther will come back and get it for Nipawin back to his own net. Here comes Lowther. Lowther up the right side. Stick handles inside the Flin Flon zone. Hangs on. Throws it out front. Knocked away. Arbery out of the box. Kicked it up to his skate. He'll get it inside the Nipawin zone. He's got Martin with him. Got a couple of guys with him. Feeds it back to Yakupchuk. Walked in. Here's a chance. Martin from an impossible angle. Trying to feed it back out front. Why didn't he shoot it? Martin again back to the net. Left it there for Arbery. Back out front to Yakupchuk. Can't hang on. Knocked away by Connor Watson. He's dangerous. He'll get the puck in. Great work by Watson from the Bomber net. Yakupchuk knocked that one away. Arbery has it. 15 seconds remaining in the period. A wild one here tonight. Flin Flon in front 3-2. Dropped it back to Ward. Ward at center. Carries the puck in. Knocked away. One last chance. Martin, 3 seconds, falls down. Picked up by Gaynor. He gets drilled at the end of the period here by Bruce. And I'll tell you what, if that wasn't playoff hockey, I don't know what is.
No, it definitely has a playoff feel. And I mean, we've talked about the last couple weekends here against Humboldt, Kindersley last weekend. Especially that Humboldt series had a playoff feel. But tonight, it's a heavyweight championship here tonight.
Boy, what a period that was. We'll take a quick break. Got a length interview coming up in the second intermission. We'll take a quick break, come back with the second period scoring summary for Northland Ford and the second intermission show for the Co-op. Boy, what a great display that these two teams are putting on here tonight. We thought it would be a playoff atmosphere. It lived to the billing. Bombers to press 3-2 on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
On now at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center, it's the Maytag and Whirlpool Black Friday Savings Event. Create the perfect kitchen makeover with appliances that just fit. Visit your friends at Creighton Furniture where they stand behind everything they sell 100%. Now is the time to take advantage of buying Whirlpool and Maytag appliances. Stop in at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center today.
Games for many are an escape, a way to become someone else. From a humble farmer to a valiant hero, a mighty mage, or even a student attending school, Shane's offers you that escape with their gaming computers and accessories. The computers are custom orders, so you can tailor your computer exactly to your gaming needs. Plus, their accessories like headphones, monitors, and chairs will make your gaming experience the best it can be. Upgrade your play today with Shane's. Watch, listen, play, connect.
Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers throughout the SJHL season. We know that the Bombers will play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 40 years. Northland Ford helping the community cheer on the Bombers as they work to bring a championship to the best fans in the league, and they provide
10 seconds
selection on their lot. In the North, for the North, Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
And we're ready for the Northland Ford second period scoring summary. It was 1-0 Hawks after one. Boy, a couple of tremendous goals here by Landon Alexander. The first one, he picked up the puck just outside center, walks in, goes wide on the D-man, and a beautiful little peekaboo move on the goaltender, Colton Scott, to shovel it in. 7th of the year unassisted. He comes back just less than 3 minutes later. This time, Ryder Muka feeds him up the right side. He walks and goes over top of the left shoulder. Picture-perfect shot. 8th of the night for Alexander at 10:45. Flin Flon in front 2-1, but a miscue in the Bombers zone. A puck that didn't get cleared. Came off the board. Jason Karkachuk jumping on that one like a hungry man on a cheeseburger. And he ripped it off the post and in. I don't know if there's a goalie in the league that would have stopped that shot.
No, it was a beautiful shot, in off the post. And, Peck was a little on his heels, a little back, but, saying that
it was a beautiful shot. Second of the night, 9th of the year, Watson the assist on that one. But then Les Bronze comes back. 8 seconds later, right off the faceoff, they get in, and he just goes in and gets a quick bounce and throws it low blocker side here on Scott. 3rd of the year from Ulmer, and that's the difference right now, a 3-2 lead for Flin Flon. After 40 minutes, shot back to the Hawks. Shot Flin Flon that second period. 17-50, and they really went with them head-to-head, did they not?
Absolutely did. It was back and forth there for a good, 7 minutes or so, back and forth hockey between the two clubs. Zero defense was worried about. It was all offense, but, excitement for the Whitney Forum crowd.
Bombers did a good job to kill a 5-on-3 from Nipawin again here tonight. Flin Flon actually has a 33-second power play to begin the third period, which will be just their second of the game. So, through 2 periods, shots-wise, Nipawin 17. They've got a 2-period total of 23. Flin Flon 15, a 2-period total of 34. And right now, Les Bronze's goal, the difference, 3-2, Flin Flon leads it. After 40 minutes of play, when the Bombers lead after 2 this year, they are a perfect 13-0. When Nipawin trails after 2, 2-6. But again, I'll tell you what, they're giving the Bombers all they can handle. This has been a back-and-forth game all night long. It might be next last shot wins, but boy, tremendous hockey, a playoff feel, and great entertainment here for the fans in attendance and listening and watching around the world. We'll take a break. One-time CFER employee Austin Mattis, of course, helps out with the Bomber broadcast. Went on to the battle for North Stars now. The play-by-play voice does all the media stuff for the Swift Current Broncos, the Western Hockey League. Had a chance to catch up with him earlier today. He'll reflect on his time in the SJHL, what life is like at Swift Current, and lots of fun stuff. A trip down memory lane here momentarily. 102.9 CFER, FlinFlonOnline.com. Austin Mattis joins.
Hud Bay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more, Hud Bay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
And good evening and welcome to our second intermission
promised, former alumnus, of course, former Battleford Star play-by-play man, and now in charge of all the media communications for the Swift Current Broncos, the Western Hockey League. Great pleasure to welcome Austin Mattis back to the airwaves tonight. Austin is getting back from a big tour of the U.S. Of course, the Broncos played a bunch of games there in about a 2 or 3 week span. Obviously, those road trips are longer than being in Flin Flon if it's possible. But Austin, great to welcome you back to Canada, and great to welcome you back to the airwaves here at CFAR.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. I appreciate you reaching out, and of course, you know what, I enjoyed my time so much at CFAR. My broadcast career wouldn't have been where it is now without my time at CFAR, so I appreciate you reaching out, Rob, and always excited and looking forward to talking with you.
And I know even though you're in the Western Hockey League, you're very passionate about the SJHL. Of course, you had a chance to do play-by-play for the Battle Stars for a year with some wonderful people. Martin Smith, of course, the head coach, the SJHL Hall of Famer. I know that you really, really enjoyed your time there, and I know you're very passionate about this league.
Oh, absolutely. And I think when you look around the Western Hockey League, you know what, if you ask me, it's essentially a pipeline to the WHL in terms of whether it be playing or even broadcast, right? So many guys in the WHL started off in the SJ because if you look around the CJHL, the community, the camaraderie, the parity of how good the league is, the SJ is one of the best leagues when it comes to junior A hockey, and I think that's really well reflected. Like I said, when you look around the WHL, so many guys started off their careers, whether it be with the Battleford North Stars, or they started in Estevan, or they started here, they started there. The SJ is just all around such a great league, not only because of the organizations, the fans, the players. It's one of my favorite leagues, and like I said, I've still been paying attention. I'm happy to see the Bombers are doing good this year. You know, of course, being with the North Stars, I still support them as well. They're doing pretty good, and all around, it's exciting to see, and it's great hockey all the time. So, yeah, I love the SJ, and like I said, it's one of the best junior A leagues if you were to ask me across the entire CJHL.
I agree, and I still say, and anybody can quote me on this, I still say it's the toughest junior A league to win in the country. Let's talk about your time in Swift Current there. You were in North Battleford for the 1 year, got a chance to jump up and go to the Western League. Talk about how that kind of all unfolded for you there, Austin.
Yeah, so it was obviously during the summertime there. I was kind of getting ready for the North Star season, and I saw that the opportunity came out there with the Swift Current Broncos, and initially, you know what, I just thought I'd put my name in there, and hopefully down the line sometime when, you know, a couple of years, because obviously I only had 1 full year there in junior A, so but wanted to get my name out there, and, you know, so I applied for the job and kind of had follow conversations, talking about my time working, you know, with the Flin Flon Bombers, all the stuff I did there with social media, all the stuff I did with the game day operations, and talked a little bit about kind of my role there in Battleford. And, you know, the more we talked, and the conversations went really well. Of course, the GM there, Chad Leslie, was actually a former Flin Flon Bomber himself, and Kyle McIntyre, the commissioner of the SJHL, he also lives in Swift Current, and, you know, I had a chance to work the SJ finals here this past year on Maxtel TV. So all the connections, you know, kind of just talking around and telling about my experiences working with the SJ, and as I kind of alluded to earlier, with the SJ being such a great league with a great community and some of the best social media, right? They kind of talked around, and after we had these conversations, it went really well. And, you know, basically from the day I first applied, 2 weeks later, end of August time, I was moving there. 2 weeks before training camp, I was in Swift Current, so it was a pretty quick turnaround, but it was exciting, obviously a little nerve-wracking, a little anxious, kind of doing that transition from junior A to WHL, but it's been awesome so far, and I'm very grateful and very happy to be there. But it's been fun, but also a lot of work as well.
I'm sure that there is, and I always ask players this when they come to Flin Flon around the SJHL, when they've been in different league differences. I'll ask you the same question. Biggest difference for you so far between the SJHL and the Western League?
Well, you know what? I think the number one would be, of course, is the pace of play. You know what? The pace of play in the WHL, it is just such a faster game. That being said, though, you know what? The physicality in the SJ, if you look at a lot of guys, I think the physicality transitions really well, but without a doubt, the pace of play is super fast. But I think maybe what a lot of people don't realize is that WHL is a whole lot younger league, right? You're only allowed 3 overagers there in the WHL compared to the SJ, which is a whole lot more. So you got a whole lot younger, faster guys who are still kind of work their way up and maybe don't play as physical. I would say somebody's the WHL compared to what teams are playing wouldn't even be as physical as the SJ. But the speed is the biggest difference. And then, of course, you know, then there's the stuff on the back end as well from, you know, the Victory Plus, being able to watch games for free, the big production that goes in behind every single game. Of course, you know, you get to see some of the arenas that we were down in the United States that hold 7,000 to 8,000 people every single night that sell out. So, of course, there's those things like that. But when you're looking at the play, I think, you know, just the speed and the skill is definitely the biggest thing. But, you know, or 17-year-old, and you're trying to make that jump, starting off in the SJ is a great start for guys to go to the already a few guys. Like one guy I kind of point to is Steven Steranka from the Estevan Bruins, who played there last year, now plays on the Moose Jaw Warriors. Definitely prepared him to play in that league because he's been doing great here with Moose Jaw this season. So definitely the speed and the skill, but the SJ definitely is a good league to prepare guys to get ready for that physical aspect as well.
One of the things I always thought was cool about following or watching Western Hockey League games, you're seeing the NHL stars of tomorrow today. I know you talk about all these different teams. I mean, Western Hockey League is still one of the biggest producers of the NHL, and I'm sure that you'll be calling names of guys this year that we're going to see in the NHL at some point.
Oh, 100%, and that's one of the most, grateful things I am about being able to be part of the league is to get to see guys who really get their NHL career started, right? The guys I've been able to watch this season, Lyndon Lakovich of the Moose Jaw Warriors, Braden coach there of the Seattle Thunderbirds. The list goes on. JT Hurlbur right now, not drafted, but he's a projected first-round pick coming up this year. Same with Mathis Preston there, the Spokane. He's a projected first-round pick, and you really just get to see these guys that have so much skill that it's very, very cool to kind of see that development. Even some of the guys on the Broncos, we have 6 guys who are on the NHL Central Scouting list. Obviously not sure if they're guaranteed to get drafted, but even just seeing some of the progression from the beginning of the season to now and the ability that some of these young guys have, they're 16, 17 years old, and to think they're going to be playing in the NHL in 2 or 3 years, it is just amazing to see. And like I said, I'm just so lucky and grateful to be a part of it.
And you're in a unique situation, too, because almost all the teams in the Western Hockey League are privately owned. I believe the only 2 community-owned teams are PA and Swift Current. So you're actually working for a team that's community-owned, and not many other places in the Western League are like that. They're almost all privately owned now.
Well, and that's one of the things that really stood out to me when I came to the Swift Current Broncos is, they kind of told me it's also the smallest market in the entire CHL. When you look at population, Swift Current put 16, 17,000 people, maybe even 20 if you stretch it out to the surrounding areas. But it's like the Flin Flon of the CHL or the Flin Flon of the WHL. The fans are one of the best in the league, even though, you don't get a huge fan pool compared to some other teams, but the community is so diehard. They love the community. And that's what makes it so special, right? So when I kind of first applied for the job, that's what they said. I said, I work for the Flin Flon Bombers, kind of a really small community, but one of the best fans. And they said, well, you'll find that same thing here in Swift Current, a community-based team, community-owned team. The fans, they come out to every single game, and they support you so much. So it's definitely a kind of a totally different aspect. Like you said, only us and PA. And PA is the same thing, right? That they have a great fan base. They have a great team this year, but through and through, you know what? It's nice to be part of those big arenas, of course, and have those really big fan bases and be in big cities with 300,000, 400,000 people. But at the same time, it's like the Flin Flon Bombers. There's something really special about being able to be part of that community that's super small and super dedicated and has such a history, because Flin Flon has a big history, and it's just like the Swift Current Broncos. They go all the way back as well and got a great history. So I think there's cons and positives to both, but I think, starting off your career here, just like I started off in Flin Flon, there's a lot of parallels, and it's been great being part of this great community here in Swift Current.
Well, certainly one of the big similarities is the long bus trip. But when I caught up to you today, you just got back to the United States, and Flin Flon in the SJHL by far the toughest road schedule, and Swift Current probably doesn't have an easier one either. Matter of fact, it wouldn't be, having to go all the way out to the West Coast. What was that like, that last trip in the States?
It was definitely a long grind, and like you mentioned there, Flin Flon definitely prepared me for it. As you know, Rob, some of those bus trips from Estevan to Flin Flon, it's about a 9-10 hour bus ride. You go in the winter, the snow definitely doesn't help you out. So it was long, and unfortunately the team didn't do too well. We went 0-6 down there in the United States, but it's a tough division down there in the U.S. But just to kind of give you an idea of what the road trip was like, we left Swift Current Sunday at 10 p.m. 2 weeks ago. We didn't arrive basically till our destination in Everett 24 hours later. So it was basically 20 hours on the bus. You stopped here for food. Guys had some ice time. And then basically you go to your game, and then you drive another 4 or 5 hours after that. You're in hotels for 2 weeks straight. I think we went through 6 different hotels. And then just last night we had our game against Spokane. That finished up around 10 p.m. And then we just arrived here this morning in Swift Current around 11, 12 o'clock. So it's definitely a grind, but it's one of the fun things as well, playing junior hockey. You always look at now, of course, the big transition of guys going over to D1 and playing in the NCAA. They're taking private jets, they're taking planes, and, they really don't get that experience of what it's like to be on that bus, be in that small confined space. But it's one of the things, too, that is very vital for a team's chemistry, right? When you're with these guys for so long, you're on the bus for 2-3 weeks at a time, it really helps build that chemistry, not only for, guys on the ice and off the ice, but also for the coaches as well, for the coaches and the players, and of course for someone like me, the broadcasters, and getting to know the players as well. So it is a little bit of a stretch. Of course, playing home games is a whole lot easier when you kind of get to wake up in your own bed, but these long road trips, it's a great time, it's a grind, but it's part of the job, and it's super, super fun. So unfortunately, we couldn't get any wins. We played against some really good teams there, especially in Everett, who was, 3 or 4 first-round draft picks, the same with the Spokane Chiefs, Seattle Thunderbirds, and so on. But overall, it's a great trip, and hopefully the team is able to bounce back and do some of that chemistry from the trip to come back home.
So you guys take more than one bus driver per trip when you're gone that long?
So we did on the way there. So the way it works is we drove to Cranbrook, and then we stopped in Cranbrook, and then we had our regular bus driver drive us down. But for the entire trip down there for the 2 weeks, we have one bus driver, and then one bus driver drives us back. But the initial drive there, we had to use two, because obviously with their logbooks, they have certain hours they have to follow by and all that kind of stuff. So we used 2 drivers on the way there, but the same bus driver there throughout the entire 2 weeks. So it's definitely fun too, right? Getting to know the bus drivers, and they play such a vital, important part too when it comes to that job as well. So yeah, it's a full team effort without a doubt.
I'll tell you what, that's not easy. God bless those guys. That's a tough job. Quickly, Austin, before I let you go, what would be the big highlight so far?
2 minutes, 17 seconds.
Oh gosh, that's so hard. I'll pinpoint a few here. Of course,
okay.
Even doing my first game was such a dream. I look back 2-3 years ago when I kind of got my career started there in Flin Flon, and also want to give big thanks to you as well for kind of leading me and teaching me so well, Rob. I know you're quite the storied guy there, but just being able to get that first game, go on the air, and really broadcast the WHL hockey game and get that experience, without a doubt, that was probably my best moment so far. And I'd probably say this West trip was probably one of the best experiences I had when we were in Seattle. They have about 6,500 people they can fit to their rink, and they sold it out. You're on the ice. Every time something happens, they're cheering as loud as they can. We lost the game 8-5, but it was just one of the best junior atmospheres I've ever seen. And like I said, it's just such a treat to be able to be part of that, being down in those United States stadiums. And, they really don't understand the game as much as the Canadians do, but they're there for a good time. Every hit, every shot, every save, they're getting loud, they're getting excited. The entire building is just rumbling. And it was just such an experience, something I've never experienced before. And like I said, that was probably my 2 best memories, was calling my first game, then going on this U.S. road trip, just getting that experience in some of these United States arenas.
Those are good ones for sure. I'll give you the opportunity. Anybody you want to say hello to in Flin Flon across the SJHL now? Anybody you want to send a personal greeting out to?
Oh, gosh, there's so many people who I want to thank and, say hi to throughout my entire SJHL career. Of course, you, of course, Rob, and then everyone back to the station, from Raph to Steve to Diane, Sarah, of course, Matt Morrison, of course, Rico as well, everyone who was on the Bomber board. Just so many great memories. And like I said, there's just so many people who I had such a great time with in Flin Flon and throughout the SJHL. I couldn't be more grateful. Honestly, all the relationships and all the memories, those mean so much more than the actual job itself. So I could probably give you a long list of names here, Rob, but just everyone who supported me there in Flin Flon and made me part of that community and really made Flin Flon feel like home for those 3 years. I really, really am truly grateful for it.
Well said, Austin. Great to catch up with you. Good luck with the rest of your career. Remember this, once a Bomber, always a Bomber.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Rob. I appreciate you taking the time, and that's true. Once a Bomber, always a Bomber. I'll never forget that.
How am I ever going to remember everything to do this time of year?
'Tis I, the ghost of season's eatings, and what you need is easy as KFC.
Kringle, frankincense, Chat GPT?
Not even close. You need to get yourself a festive chicken sandwich from KFC with original recipe stuffing and tangy cranberry sauce.
10 seconds.
That will give me the energy to remember everything. Karaoke, Fragile, Cumberbatch, KFC. So festive.
So good.
And welcome back to Whitney Forum. The 2 teams are on the ice. Flin Flon a 3-2 lead. And we'll have a 33-second power play when we come back here for the third period tonight. McDonald's out of town scoreboard. Belleville has taken a 1 lead on Melfort now in the third. Battleford holding off Weyburn 3-2 also in the third. Humboldt looking like they're going to snap that 7-game losing streak. But Laurent just scored a few goals. It's 8-4 now for the Broncos in the third. It was 7-1 at one point. Estevan a 2-1 lead on Warman in the third. And Yorkton Kinders is still 1-1 after 40 minutes of play. MJHL tonight, the Blizzard trailing Nipawin now in the third period, 3-2. The Blues, a 4-2 lead on Dauphin in the third, and Portage up on Burton 3-1 after 2. We should mention the Bombers White spit 2 goals in that second exhibition game at the World Junior A Challenge against the United States. And boy, great game for Wyatt Stitt, and another exciting player in this lineup. I'd love to have him tonight, but a great opportunity for him at the World Junior A Challenge for Riviera. Underway in the third, Leo Sykes will get it in. Like we said, a brief power play here for Flin Flon. It's their second of the game. Deshaun will swing that back to Lyle. That's Sykes. Wanted to come to Lees, but he's covered. Here's Deshaun. Dropped it back to Delisle. Walked in a chance. Save. Big rebound in front. Puck bouncing all over the place. And Radloff, a great job. We'll get off the boards down the ice of Flin Flon. 0-2 with the extra attacker tonight, but a big save there for the Hawk netminder, Scott. Hawk keep it in. There's a chance. Peck the save. Arkansas again. What a game he's having. 2 goals and almost converts the hat trick again. Yakimchuk will grab this puck. He'll take off the center. Here comes Yakimchuk. Carries the puck deep in Nipawin territory. Chases it down himself. Throws it into the far corner. Here comes Lesperance, the go-ahead goal. Looking for another one. Puck off the side of the Hawk deck. Grabbed by Lesperance. Johnny on the spot there. Back to the blue line. Bruce a chance. Save. Puck is loose. They're after it. Grabbed here by the Hawk, Connor Watson. Off the glass, and he'll get it back in the Flin Flon zone. Karkachuk cruising in there. Just swatted away from him. Here's the pass to Ulmer. Little give and go here from Bowman. Back to Lesperance. Covered, can't get the shot away. Back up to Bowman. And the slot shot, and they ripped that one wide. Lesperance the blue line. Here's Ward, a chance. Love save made. So the netminder Scott. And boy, great action to start the third period again tonight there, Travis Rideout.
Yeah, great start there, especially for that fourth line there. The young guys came out. That's what you want from your fourth line. You want to take some pressure off, give some breathers to the first, second, and third lines. But, I mean, they had a great opportunity. Lesperance in tight, and then Ulmer just ripped it wide. Or Bowman, ripped it wide.
Leaves to take the face-off here against Hoynes inside the Hawks zone. Left the netminder Scott. Hawk will get it down the ice. It'll be ice, and they'll look at some NHL finals today and tonight. Colorado in overtime beat the Rangers 3-2. Boy, Colorado, what a year they're having.
Unreal, they're a wagon.
Florida, come from behind win, beat Columbus in overtime 7-6. Montreal, the Leafs 1-1 in the shootout. St. Louis has beaten Ottawa 2-1. Carolina over Nashville 6-3. Boston having a good year. They beat New Jersey 4-1 today. The Islanders blanket Tampa Bay 2-0. And later tonight on Hockey Night in Canada, Winnipeg and Edmonton, Detroit, of course, in Seattle tonight as well. 3-2 Flin Flon leads it here. Back to Mounier at the blue line, trying to feed that through to Lees. Again, he got covered. They've done a really good job containing Lees in both hockey games. Can't get a hold of that one. Comes back to center, grabbed by the Bombers. Morozov, he'll tail back to his blue line. Leaves it there for Ward. Mounier up the ice to Lees. Try to tap that one ahead. He does. It'll send it back in Hawk territory. There's Seabrook, the Nipawin D-man, off the board. Ward can't hold it in. Good effort, though. Seabrook gets it back. Played that one back over to Wallington. Here's Wallington. Up the right side for Cole, a little bit behind him. Ward has got it. And he'll play it back to center ice. Here comes Martin. Martin across the Nipawin line. Gets it in deep for Delisle. Delisle in the corner. Another one of the big offensive juggernauts for Flin Flon this year, but been very quiet these 2 games against the Hawks. Here's Breho. On the board here for Bashan. He'll carry it in. Left at the side of the goal for Delisle. Back out front. Breho can't get a stick on it. And picked up here by the Hawk pole, and he'll shove it back down to Flin Flon territory. Delisle comes back to collect the puck for Flin Flon. Tried to headman that to Breho. Broken up here by Gainer. Put back in the Flin Flon zone. 16:46 to go in the third period. Flin Flon in front, 3-2-3 on it, led by Leo Sykes to center. Quick pass to Breho up the wing. Tried to feather that one through to Bethard, the D-man, and goaltender Scott got his stick on it. Puck in front of the Hawk net. Grab by Alexander for the hat trick, and he rips it over top of the net. Rips it away to the D-man. Travis Rideout gets another good chance. What a game for number 27.
Yeah, and it was Heinrich in behind the net there who, he had Alexander coming in on him. He heard the step. didn't want to have anything to do with that physicality yet again, so they coughed the puck up. And if it wasn't Alexander or Seitz, who were both there, Johnny, on the spot, but good stick work to get that puck in out on over the net.
Face off in the Hawk zone, the right of the goaltender, Scott. Seitz, Muka, Alexander, the forward group for Flin Flon, Bruce, and Jakubchuk on the back end. Seitz gets waved out. Muka goes in to take the draw. They'll try to get that in deep for Alexander, knocked away from him. There's Seitz. Puts it towards the front of the net. It goes wide. Picked up here by Ryder Muka. Hit hard along the board. Hawks grab the puck. They take off. Jansen down the wing. Sends it in. He gets hit here by Seitz. Puck clear to the far corner to Alexander. He falls down. Puck underneath him. But he'll get right back up and play that one back over to Seitz. Intercept to the blue line. Puck bouncing inside the Flin Flon zone. There's Bruce trying to get a lane on it. Muka can't pick it up. Muka along the board. Stand on it. Alexander will get a hold of it. Got it there from Muka at center. He's got Jakubchuk with him. He'll flip it over to Jakubchuk. Back out in front of the Hawk net, but nobody there. Radloff with the interception. Played it back to center. Grabbed by Ward. Sends it back to Lesbrance. A little bit behind him. Give Watson credit. Good forward checking here for the Hawks. Muka back to center. Picked up here by Ulmer down the left side. Back out front. Lesbrance loses his stick. Hawks will get 3 on it. Got to go back to Karkachuk. Poked away. Good defensive play by Mounier. Here's the pass to Ulmer. Picked it across the Nipawin line. Wide on Nesbitt. The D-man who comes over and ties it up perfectly. Puck goes out front. Oh, there's a chance. They can't get it to go. Bowman. A giveaway in front, and he can't take advantage. 2 great chances for Bowman here in this third period. As that one goes up and hits the partition, boy, he might not get a better chance than that.
No, and again, another nice shift by the fourth line. They're the young guys, going out there, having a few opportunities and getting pucks on net. And that's all from speed. That all 3 of those guys on that line possess a lot of speed, and they're not afraid to get physical, get the pucks in and just hit some bodies.
15:01 to go in the third period, and no doubt about it, that fourth line. 2 great shifts here to start the period, and 2 great chances by Bowman, but coming up empty on both of them. Lees will take the face-off here against Will Witter. Face-off back in Nipawin territory. Flin Flon leading this game 3-2. It's a tight one here tonight between these long-time division foes. Here's Ward for the blue line over top of the net. Not sure if Scott saw that or not.
He did.
Here's Morozov. He'll throw it back in. Nesbitt there. Played it ahead. Grabbed by Morozov. Can't hold it in. Morozov back to center. Lifts it back inside the Hawk zone. Nesbitt will go back to collect the puck, keep in Nipawin territory. Look out. It comes right back in front. Bombers trying to keep it in. Puck is picked up here by Heinrich. Back over to Nesbitt. Off the board. Puck tipped out. Anderson racing after the center. Fashawn got a stick on it, but did it ahead. But Will Witter will get the turnover. Back inside the Flin Flon zone. Bethard held him off. He'll play it ahead. Delisle trying to get there. Interfered with. Can't get to the play. Here's Gainer for the Hawks. They're terrific-looking defensemen. Runs into Fashawn, though. Puck grabbed by Martin. He's got some room. He'll take off. Martin to center. Made a good move. Martin across the Hawk line. Brings it in along the right side. Back up front. What a pass to Breho. Breho running into traffic here. Trying to get free. Throws it back out front to Seitz. Trying to get the puck to settle down. Seitz back to the goal for Breho. Breho hanging on to it. That point. Bethard knocked it down. Big fires. And that one goes wide again. Glove side. Puck flipped around the board. Picked up here by the Hawks. They'll move it back to center. Karkachuk trying to get a stick on it. Grabbed here by Seitz. His backhand pass finds Breho. Back in Nipawin territory. That one got blocked. Alexander interfered with it. Who's going to get the penalty here, I wonder?
I believe Alexander on the goalie interference.
Okay. Seabrook comes over at him. It is a goaltender interference. Travis Rideout all over that one. Geez, you actually watch the game?
I do.
What a concept that is.
Weird, eh?
No kidding. Alexander for the goaltender interference. Hawks on the power play for the 4th time here tonight. Flin Flon been able to hold it at base so far. They just cut the doors. The window penalty kill with this Nipawin team. Battling the Bombers tooth and nail here. Their toughest test so far in this building this season. They'll get a wonderful opportunity here with the face-off inside the Flin Flon zone. The right of the netminer, Devin Peck, as Will Witter will take the face-off here. against Joey Lee. Bombers win the draw. Bruce, though, loses the handle back to the goal. Arbery wants to pin that up. It's dug free here by Lowther. To the point for Heinrich. Sends it back for Anderson. Anderson in the corner. Leaves it there. Lowther's got it. Right point for Heinrich. Bruce, perfect. Knocked down. Bruce, good play. Then he tried to get cute with it. The puck will stay inside the zone. Now it comes out. Heinrich gets it back at center. Lowther takes a big body tip that time, but gets it in. There's Devin Peck out of the net. Picked up by Bruce. Can't clear it out. Knocked down by Big Will Winter. Shot blocked here by Arbery. Puck poked back to the hot blue line. Heinrich there to get it. 1:17 remaining in the Nipawin power play. Another pass to Jansen down the right side in Flin Flon territory, going wide here on Bruce. In the corner. Will Winter back out front. Gainer knocked it down, flipped it back out front. There's Watson from a difficult angle, didn't miss by much. Gainer. Good work along the board. Get that one in tight. They'll throw it back to blue line. Here's Anderson. Gainer back up front. Winter wide open net, and Martin might have saved the goal there as he blocked it. Anderson holds it in. In the corner for Watson again. Another shot. Picked up by Martin. Can't get it out. Watson knocked it down, holds it in, throws it in back to the Bomber net. 35 seconds of power play. Picked up by Bruce. Again, he can't get the puck outside the zone. Hawk pressing here with the extra attacker. Gainer through traffic to Watson. Right point for Winter. Back out, but one-timer Gainer. Good save there. Devin Peck, Flin Flon desperate for a whistle. Or trying to get that puck down the ice. It comes free. Gainer's got it again. Gainer to the middle of the ice. Leaves it there for Watson. Watson hangs on. You can hear the Hawk bench yelling for them to shoot the puck. Gainer will hang on to it. Here's Gainer. He'll let her rip. Block. Gets it back. Gainer trying to flip it in. Bruce, another opportunity. And he'll play that one ahead to Alexander in the box. Alexander cuts it. That's glove save. Good one by Scott, but the Bombers find a way to weather the storm on the penalty kill. Yet again, Travis Rideout.
And it wasn't easy because
no, it wasn't.
I would say 3 or 4 opportunities to try to get that puck out. Stopped at the line. A lot by Gainer there.
Yeah, he played well. He's a good player.
What a pickup by the Hawks there on the back end there. But, yeah, Peck had to make a couple good saves. And, like you said, they weathered the storm. And Alexander had an opportunity at the end there.
11:05 remaining in the third period. Hawks will send the puck off the glass back inside the Flin Flon zone. Icing is called. We'll get a face-off back to Nipawin territory.
Gainer, he is cousins with Bomber alumni Brett Bain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I know that the family's listening back in Warman and the game here, listening to you, Hardy. That's what they tune in for.
Tremendous hockey player. Last night, Jansen was really good for them yesterday, but he's probably their second best player on the ice. Next to, of course, the goaltender, Robert, who was absolutely superb, as we know. And like I said, this other goaltender here, Scott, he ain't no slouch either. As the Hawks come back looking for the tying goal, Smith takes a big body check. Puck will come outside the line. Seabrook sold it, but it did come out. Montreal, the big victory in the shootout tonight over the Leafs, 2-1.
Yeah.
Didn't know what to expect after Montreal beat them last week, but they get the big shootout winner tonight. Who do you think got the shootout winner?
Cole Caulfield.
He got a goal, but not the shootout winner, Alexander Texier. Caulfield did get a goal, though. Bombers tucked that in. Icing waved off. Fight chases it down. Alexander picked it up, and he ripped it wide again, left side. Ryan, look out! Got ran at that time by Alexander. What a performance that he's putting on here tonight. Flin Flon tries to hold in. Cole will get it free up the middle. Intercepted by Bethard. Had to wait for Alexander to get back on side. Now he'll flip it in. And that's picked up here back of the goal by Walling. Beats it back to Nesbitt. Nesbitt to center ice. Tipped back in the Flin Flon zone. Back out to stop that. Here's Mounier. Right ahead. A good pass to Ulmer. He'll take off. He's got a good head of steam going. Oh, they're racing in a good chance. That's Bronson on the rebound. Can't get her to go. Ulmer has it in the corner. Back up, but Bowman looking to get a stick on it. But Will Winter did a good job to tie him up. Puck lifted back to the Bomber blue line. Mounier will break this one up at center. Throws it in over top of the Nipawin net. Nesbitt hit hard. A couple chances, and he'll get it down the ice the second time. And here comes Watson in there to beat the Bombers to the puck, and he'll negate The icing call. Connor Watson, another good player for Nipawin. He's having a fabulous season. Down to 9:21 to go. Carson stuck with the blue line into the glove. Save made by Devin Peck. 9:17 remaining. Boy, that's a quick 10 minutes, is it not?
Yeah, it was like the first period was, to me, seemed super quick, and this third is kind of the same.
Media timeout. We'll take a break. Flin Flon remains in front 3-2 on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
The Dollar Super Sale is on now at the North of 53 Co-op. Try raised in Western Canada, certified lean ground chuck beef, 5-pound portions for just $30. Let the brightness be your guide to find blackberries and raspberries for just $3 each, or red and green grapes, $4 a pound. And the Co-op wants you to literally bring home the bacon. Co-op Gold thick-cut bacon on for $13 a kilogram. Fully stocked with value and freshness at the North of 53 Co-op. You're at home there.
Get the power to blast through winter at home with Honda residential power generators and snow blowers from RAG 1987 in the paw. You can save up to $400 on select home backup generators like the Honda Ultra Quiet EU 3000i ES power generator with up to 3,000 watts of power and lasting up to 20 hours on 4 liters of fuel. RAG even has tools for the snow like the Honda 71cm 28-inch wheel drive snowblower featuring a powerful LED headlight
10 seconds.
to blow snow to 16 meters away. Get these great deals and more at RAG, located on 2nd Street West. RAG, your exclusive dealer to certified Honda parts in the paw.
Exciting game here at the Whitney Forum tonight. 9:17 to go, third period. Flin Flon in front 3-2. They've got the puck right now. Cut past the Lees at center. He throws that one in after running into Gaynor, the D-man. Bombers get it in tight to Arbery. He's tied up around the board. There's Yakimchuk. Back to Arbery, looking for the room out front, but Gaynor will take it right off the stick. Here's the pass to Karkachuk in center. He'll lift it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Yakimchuk there. Tied up around the boards. Will Witter digs it free. It comes out front. Denspik knocked it down, threw it back in for Karkachuk, tied up. And the puck picked up here by Yakimchuk once again. Tried to sidestep the guy. Hawk Voracek has been really good again tonight. Will Witter a chance. Ripped out over top of that. Didn't miss by much. There's Watson on the doorstep. Walking back out front. Puck laying there. Picked up by Morozov of the Bombers, and he'll flip it ahead. Gaynor back. Turns it over. Here's Morozov. Back inside the Hawk zone. Falls down. Turns it over the other way. Here comes Karkachuk. Across the line. Hey, God. Shoots it. That one got blocked. Throws it off the side of the net. Karkachuk got it back. He'll play to the blue line. Here's Wallington, a chance. Hey, made. Puck is loose out front. They can't get it out. Wallington again. Through traffic one more time. And finally, the Bombers get a hold of it. Icing will be called. Now we'll get a face-off back at the Flin Flon zone. And this Nipawin Hawk team have battled the Bombers every inch of the way.
Yeah, it's, one of those things that, Flin Flon's just kind of weathering, and this is not a good situation for them right now. They have a line that's been out there for so long, and they've had to ice that puck to kind of get a little bit of a break here, but, Nipawin's across the
Hawks put some fresh guys out there.
That's exactly what you do.
Off the face-off. Hawks looking for it. Flin Flon again can't get the puck out. Delisle tied up. Puck will go back to the Bomber net. There's Arbery. He'll lift that along the board. Still allows Delisle to pick it up at center. And now he'll flip it in, and Flin Flon can finally make a change. Yes, but the Hawk D-man goes back to get it. Delisle watching him, so is the Briho got a piece of it. Puck came back to Radloff, but off his skate. Here's Ward. Feeds that back to Delisle. He'll fit that one in here for Briho after. Briho been hustling all night long. Back to the goal. It goes to Martin. Goes it back to the blue line. Mounier thinking about the shot and lost his concentration and lost the puck. He gets it back. Gives it away in front of his own net. Here's Radloff after it. On target. Puck is loose. Hawks after it. And that just shows you what happens when you cough up the puck in your own zone. Martin will come back the other way to center. Boy, Devin Peck bailed him out there big time.
That's what I was
Mounier, two big mistakes almost costing his club. As the puck is sent down the ice, Peck will come out. He's caught out there. Hawks along the wall, try to keep the puck in. It goes to Bruce back of his own net. Waiting ahead to Alexander. Alexander down the right side. Two tonight. Here he comes again. Back out front on the doorstep. Yuka, but knocked away by the D-man. Seabrook. He'll lift this back down the ice. Yakupchuk is there. Played it ahead. They're saying icing waved off. Heinrich will go back to the Nipawin net. Had a guy on pursuit of him. Throws it out front. Picks up by Yuka. Tucked up block. Never got it on net. Here's Sykes. Tied up in the corner. Flin Flon after it off the side of the Hawk net. Picked up here again. All they fan on a chance for Yuka out front. On the steal. Ripped it on target. Save made here by Scott off his shoulder. Alexander. Good work along the boards. Gets tied up. Hawks dig it free. Here they come, led by Hoynes. He'll go for a change before he dumps it in. 5:48 to go, third period. Here's Yakupchuk. Hit Ulmer with it, wasn't sure where it was. L'Esperance got it back, but turned it right back over to Witter. Puck flipped back down. Here's a race for it now. Ulmer trying to get a stick on it. Bowman can't pick it up either. Here's Witter the other way. Back to center ice. We got a penalty happening again here. Interference against the Bombers, and Ulmer's going to go. Another Nipawin Hawk power play here tonight. Did you see that one, Travis?
No, actually, I missed that. It was obviously interference is a late one.
Yeah,
was already up the ice, and I'm going to say Ulmer finished his check probably, but a little too late for that.
Fifth power play of the game here for the Hawks. That's our fifth Jim's Custom Doors and Windows penalty kill. A great chance for Nipawin to try to tie it up late again. Look at the shots. All of a sudden, it's got a lot closer at 39-30.
Yeah.
It's a big penalty kill here for Lees. Bruce, Yakupchuk, and Arbery. Shots are 7-5 Nipawin here in the third. They've been, since the first trip, they've been out shooting football in this game. I haven't seen a team battle football as well this rink this year as this Hawks team has done.
Absolutely.
And that includes Humboldt. Tarkachuk at the blue line. Leaves it there for Gaynor. Gaynor will leave it there for Will Witter. He's at the line. He hangs on to through traffic. Save made. Look out. Bruce tapped that one away. Tarkachuk with 2 on the night will pick it up. He's great on the power play. Back to Will Witter. They'll throw that over for Gaynor. Gaynor back off front. Witter the one-timer off the stick over top of the net. Puck at the side of the goal and held on to here by Devin Peck. They got the big guy Connor Watson there. Like we said, 7 power play goals for him this year. And a big, big target in front of that net.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He sits in front there, gets that big frame in front of the goaltender and plays that bumper position. But, you know, good play by Bruce there, who maybe struggled a little bit in the last penalty kill, tried to maybe sometimes be a little fancy, but he got that puck that was playing loose there after
the goal, baby.
Absolutely, and, you know, keep things the way things are for right now.
A minute 33 remaining in the Nipawin power play. Just under 5 minutes to go in the third period. A 3-2 Flin Flon lead as they're trying to battle for another penalty kill here. And another big face-off inside the Flin Flon zone to the right of the netminder, Devin Peck leads against Witter. Off the draw. Hawk will work it back to the blue line. This is Gaynor. Made a good move there to keep the puck in. Gaynor hanging on to it. Leaves it there for Watson. Watson takes a look. Gaynor back out front to Witter, the one-timer. And I don't think Peck saw that. He left missed the net on it. Nice setup, though, by the Hawks here tonight. Bruce knocked it down back of the goal, picked up here by Lees. He'll get a hold of it, and he'll dispose of it down the ice. Scott comes out to play it. A minute 2 to go in the power play. Here's Mason Tarkachuk. Back of his own net. He swings that pass back to Gaynor. Gaynor. Tarkachuk at center. Tarkachuk. Cross the line, gets it in deep. Tarkachuk at the corner. Alexander stood him up. 45 seconds remaining in the power play. Hawks to get free. Tarkachuk again back of the goal. What a game he's having. Sean after it. Gets it past that Gaynor at the blue line. He's tired. He wants off. And Hoynes will go back to collect it. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Just under 4 minutes remaining in this third period. Heinrich has got it. Brings that pass up the left side. Hawks will bring it in. That's Hoynes. Brings it in deep on Arbery. Arbery there tried to pick it up. They got Anderson alone in front. They better keep an eye on him. Hawks working to get it out. They throw it back up. But it gets past Heinrich at the blue line. And down the ice it goes. Scott will come out. And 3 seconds remaining in the power play. Heinrich will pick it up. That'll do it. Nipawin 0 for 5 in the game. Back to 5 aside. Jansen takes the pass inside the Flin Flon zone. Knocked away here. Hawks get it back. It's Seabrook. Feeds it there to Heinrich. Heinrich has it. Goes into center ice, grabbed here by Yakimchuk. He'll send it in. Got a piece of it back to the goal. There's Seabrook. They play it back to center ice. This is Cole on target, into the glove, save made by Devin Peck. 3-2 Flin Flon in front, less than 3 minutes to go in this hot team. They just keep coming.
That was probably the skill of the game so far for the Flin Flon Bombers. It almost seemed like a matter of time before the Hawks were maybe going to capitalize on one of those things, but an excellent kill. You got Reed Arbery down low, pinning the puck along the boards, and a couple block shots, and, like I said, huge kill for the Bombers.
Face off in the Bomber zone. The Hawks win the draw. They get it back to Wellington. Blue line. That shot got blocked. Rehope. They'll poke it back to center. Seabrook on top of it. Sends it in. Bruce will go back to get it. Tap it ahead. Wellington knocked it down. He'll hammer it back in off the glove of that time of Yakimchuk. Yakimchuk has it. Feeds it back to Bruce. There's a pass to Alexander. Went up and hit somebody in the Nipawin bench. They'll blow that down. 2:29 to go. All of a sudden, 39-32. The shot tip went out. Shooting Flin Flon 9-5 here in the third period.
Yeah, like you said, ever since the first, they've outshot the Bombers. You outshot them in the second, and are currently out shooting them here in the third period. But when you go on 5 power plays, I mean, it's bound to happen.
Face off outside the Nipawin blue line. They get a hold of it. That hit a partition stayed inside the Hawk zone. Wallington has it, partially blocked. Ulmer will race after it. Here's Ulmer. A backhander on target off the side of the Nipawin net. This line at it again. Alexander in there, tried to knock it down. Hawk off the glass, looking for Watson, broken up by Pashon. And Ulmer redirects that back in Nipawin territory with Hoynes going back to get it. Hoynes off the boards, cleared it back to center, picked up by Bethard. He'll rip it in. Less than 2 minutes to go. Wallington dropped that one back. That'll go. Thought it hit somebody in the bench, but I guess it didn't. Bethard back for Flin Flon. Back to Pashon. Lifted ahead. Away from Gaynor, but knocked down by Nesbitt. Played it back to Gaynor. Gaynor has it in Nipawin territory. There goes the goaltender. Scott off for the extra attacker. Pashon knocked it down. Played it ahead. Picked up by Leeds. He's got the empty net. And he'll shell it towards the front of it, but it got partially blocked. Anderson dropped it back to the goal this time for Nesbitt. He's taken down here by Morozov. Flin Flon, if they'll force a face-off here in Nipawin territory, Scott will have to go back in there. Puck does come free, though. Hawks trying to get it out. That's Anderson. He'll shovel it back to the goal here for Nesbitt. There's Nesbitt. Played it ahead. Looking for Hoynes in behind the D. Yakimchuk. Let Pashon take it. Pashon has got it. Flipped it out. Markinchuk can't knock it down. Arbery at center. Empty net. Shoots. Scores! Reed Arbery will put her home. And the Bombers will take a 4-3 lead here late in the game. So for Reed Arbery, that is his 12th goal of the year. And that's a big one here. Travis Rideout at the 19:08 mark.
Yeah, I think, you think about someone like Reed Arbery, that's a very quiet 12 goals on the season for the 20-year-old forward from BC. But he's got certain intangibles, and it was just a matter of getting that puck out and him out in the open ice there and was able to put it in and, put the Nipawin Hawks back on the bus to go home.
4-2, Flin Flon in front. There's still 52 seconds to go. Ward will get a hold of it. He'll dump this one in as Ulmer races after it. Poked away from him along the boards. Picked up by Jansen. Bowman knocked it down. He holds it in. Bowman after it. Back up foot. Ulmer scores. It's 5-2. And I guess it's fitting that this line gets another goal. Yeah. They played so hard tonight. Ulmer alone out front. And that might be his first SJHL goal.
That's huge there for that line. I talked about them a few times tonight.
Sorry, his fourth. Go ahead.
I talked about them a few times tonight, and then big shifts. They were out there with 5 minutes left in a one-goal game. Not very often do you see 3 young guys going out there and being able, Mike Reagan having a lot of confidence in their fourth line, and they were rewarded tonight with 2 goals. Lesperance earlier in the second period, and now Ulmer tonight with his fourth.
Flin Flon in front, 5-2, 38 seconds to go, and like I said, fitting that those guys that got a goal, they've worked so hard here tonight. Hawks will dump it in for an icing call. Now we'll get a face-off back in Nipawin territory here with 32 seconds remaining, but boy, Nice goal there by Reed Ulmer as the Bombers take the 5-2 lead. And the crowd obviously pretty excited about it, as I'm sure you can tell. I'll get the official on the goals here for you momentarily. You don't even have the fifth goal even up on the sheet yet. 32 seconds remaining. Face-off back at Nipawin territory. Back to the blue line to Mounier. He'll fire that on target. And part of the shooter that time was Scott. He'll make the save. The official on the Arbery goal.
Unassisted.
Unassisted, yeah.
And then they got Lesperance and Bowman on the assist for Ulmer.
So, Flin Flon in front, 5-2. Puck comes from blue line, Lesperance. Back out front, look out, Bowman a chance. Band on that one. Up into the corner here. Lesperance in there, throws a bit of a body check, and Ryan will pick it up, and what's going on? Look out, we've got stuff happening in front of that. Lesperance wants to go out here with Wallington. And they're trying to get out of the two linesmen have got a hold of them. Lesperance ends up smacking his helmet off anyway. Did you see what led to that?
Just a little bit of frustration in the corner there. Lesperance a little physical, finishes check off. And, stuff like that happens with 10 seconds left in a game like this, right? Playoff atmosphere here. This was a total playoff game tonight. It felt like it from the beginning.
No doubt about it. 5-2 lead for Flin Flon, but I'll tell you what, this Nipawin team, they really battled Flin Flon tooth and nail here tonight.
Yeah, it was not that it was a tale of two games here in this home-and-home series, but, that's going to happen both ways. Flin Flon found a way to win tonight. Nipawin found a way to win last night, and when it comes down to it, if these two teams match up in the playoffs sometime, the fans are going to be in for a heck of a treat.
Great game tonight. We expect the playoff atmosphere both nights. We got that living up to this building, like you mentioned. 10.5 seconds to go. Lesperance for Wallington and a bit of a dust-up here at the end of the game. The Flin Flon about to go to 12-0 at home this year. Arbery to take the face-off against Smith just outside the Nipawin blue line. The two referees going to come together, have a bit of a conference here. 10.5 seconds to go. Not sure what the meaning of this conversation is. Any idea?
I think just probably get warnings here. 10 seconds left. We don't need anything to get out of hand, and we don't need suspensions. I guess a 4-on-4. Forget what I said.
Yeah, he was holding up hands here.
Yeah, they both got two.
Morozov, what's he up to? Is he getting a penalty here?
No, they gotta have somebody in the box.
Right. That's what the big one. Then they got Morozov went in for Flin Flon, and Loeffler's going to go in here for Nipawin. Bowman will take the face-off outside the Nipawin blue line here against Smith. Bowman off the draw, has it, walked in, got a shot away. Got the rebound, tried to fire it back out front. Mounier will knock it down. Here's Ward through traffic on target, save made. And the buzzer will go, and the Flin Flon Bombers will pick up a 5-2 victory. And like we said, remain perfect on home ice this year at 12-0. But I'll tell you what, that Nipawin team, they battled Flin Flon very, very hard. Bombers winding up with 44 shots here in the game. Hawks will wind up here with 32. And lots to get to tonight. We'll, of course, have the final scoring summary, all our post-game show awards, and, of course, the Great North post-game report as well. Tell you what, though, that might be a statement game for Devin Peck.
Yeah, absolutely. He maybe let one in off the hop there that he probably wants back.
He just didn't have time to get set on it.
No, absolutely. And then that second one was, like you said, a rocket from off the post there and in off the Karkachuk stick. But, yeah, Peck, like we said at the beginning there last night, the Nipawin goaltender was the best penalty killer. I would say Devin Peck was the best penalty killer tonight.
Bombers a big victory here tonight, 5-2. Remain perfect on home ice. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the final scoring summary. Like I said, a whole whack of other great stuff on our post-game show awards, and of course, the Great North post-game report as well. Bombers 5-2 victory here at the Whitney Forum tonight on 102.9 CFPR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Attention!
On now at Creighton Furniture and Appliances.
Am I taking out chiropractic on Main?
Event. Create the perfect home you want with appliances that fit what you need. It's the more you buy, the more
10
you
if
save.
we're including
Black Friday sales
chiropractic.
event. Because the more you buy, the more you save. Now's the time to take advantage of buying Whirlpool appliances. Shop Creighton Furniture and Whirlpool and save.
Bailey Homes has 15 years of experience in the North, specializing in RTM homes and foundations, and are also proud supporters of our community. They are so thankful to Flin Flon and the surrounding areas for supporting them for all these years. They're always willing to chat with a potential customer to help Bailey Homes show what they can do for our community. Visit bailey-homes.ca to find out how they can help you build the home you are looking for.
Arctic Beverages and Gatorade Water are supporters of all athletes. Whether you are in competitive sports or a weekend walker, skier, or snowshoer, hydration is key. And with Gatorade Water, you get no sugary or salty taste, and its infused electrolytes will keep you going as you're out walking Fido or practicing for the big game. Gatorade Water, crystal clear, electrolyte ready. Distributed locally by Arctic Beverages. Gotta love it.
Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers throughout the SJHL season. We know that the Bombers will play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 40 years. Northland Ford helping the community cheer on the Bombers as they work to bring a championship to the best fans in the league, and they provide
10 seconds.
the selection on their lot. In the North, for the North, Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
And welcome back to Whitney Forum, boys. Whatever ruckus atmosphere here tonight. I don't know if we're at a hockey game or at a club someplace with how loud the music is. But anyway,
A Neil Diamond concert.
yeah. No, he still performs, does he not?
I would think so.
5-2, Flin Flon wins it here tonight. Let's run down all the goals here. The Northland Ford final scoring summary. Karkachuk, what a game he had. Visitors tonight. He gets the Hawks on the board. His 8th unassisted again. I think he knew what he was doing. He slapped that puck on the board. He went in there. He picked it up perfectly and beat Devin Peck deep in his net. His 8th of the year to put the Hawks up 1-0 after 1. Bombers a good second grade. How about Landon Alexander? He's been everything for this team this year. He gets his 7th unassist, a great individual effort. Goes in alone, makes a nice peak, like we mentioned. On the Hawk netminder, Colton Scott. Alexander's 7th of the year unassisted at 8:08 to tie it. He comes right back at 10:48. The recipient of a Ryder Muka pass down the right side, over top of the left shoulder that time is Scott. Second of the night, 8th of the year at 10:48, 2-1 Flin Flon. The Hawk would tie it though, Ryan Karkachuk second of the night. Again, it took a nice bounce off the board, but he leaned into it off the post and in. No chance whatsoever for Devin Peck on that one. Karkachuk second of the game, 9th of the year from Watson at 12-11, but eventual game winner. 8 seconds later off the face-off, Flin Flon gets down the ice. Lesperance, what a game he had. His third from Ulmer at 12:20 would give Flin Flon the lead 3-2. That would be enough to win it. They would get a couple insurance goals in the third period. Then Netter from Reid Arbery, his 12th unassisted at 19:08. Then Ulmer comes back. His 4th recipient of a beautiful pass from Lesperance out front. Bowman a second assist on that one. And Flin Flon picked up the 5-2 victory shot in the period. 10-9 Flin Flon. They wind up with 44 tonight. The Hawks wind up here with 32. And that is the Northland Ford final scoring summary. But a very exciting game here at the
Yeah, it was back and forth, especially that second period. And, I think you could probably go kudos to goaltender Devin Peck and the Bomber penalty kill. Nipawin had a 5-on-3 again tonight, and they had, was 5, I guess, overall. So big kudos to the Bomber penalty kill, big kudos to Devin Peck. And, I think after that second period, you're probably hating Coach Reagan and Posen in the but as much as we love watching back and forth, or the love watching back and forth, I don't imagine they love watching back and forth too much. You have to get back settles down. That definitely there. So still, the matters got a little.
And like I said, Flin Flon's 12-0 in this building. I honestly believe that's the top test for them in this rink this year. I give Nipawin really came and played a good game.
Yeah, we talked about Humboldt, 2 Humboldt games there, and they had to come back in both those games. But at no point did you think that Flin Flon wasn't.
They were in control.
Not in the driver's right? And tonight,
Nipawin was there. They're right there.
Nipawin gave it some, both ends of the ice there, and we didn't see the goaltender there, Robertson, tonight, but Colt Scott had excellent there, and
that's just the second loss.
Yeah, and again, Flin Flon's under.
I thought Nipawin they gave them a good battle. Like I said, they put together a nice job. Flin Flon wins at 5-2. We'll take a break. Post-game show awards coming up momentarily. Once again here on 102.9 CFR and Flin Flon online.
The Dollar Super Sale is on now at the North of 53 Co-op.
6.
Try raised in Western Canada, certified lean ground chuck beef, 5-pound portions for just $30. Let the brightness be your guide to find blackberries and raspberries for just $3 each, or red and green grapes, $4 a pound. And the Co-op wants you to literally bring home the bacon. Co-op Gold thick-cut bacon on for $13 a kilogram. Fully stocked with value and freshness at the North of 53 Co-op. You're at home there.
Hudbay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more, Hudbay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hudbay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
The Grinch is back for a limited time at your local McDonald's in Flin Flon at the Walmart location. And this time, it's the Grinchiest meal. The Grinchiest meal includes a choice of Big Mac, 10-piece McNuggets, McVeggie, Spicy McVeggie, McChicken, or the Habanero Chicken, along with 2 hash-spiced potato bites, a medium fountain drink, and a pair of mismatched Grinch socks, all packaged in a bundle box design that looks rewrapped and taped together in true Grinch fashion. And if that wasn't enough, the Grinch also brings a new McNuggets dip cup. It's the sour cream and onion flavored sauce.
10 seconds.
The salted caramel McFlurry. Once again at your local McDonald's till the end of December, the Walmart location in Flin Flon.
All righty, and without further ado, Travis Rideout will give us our KSP 3-star selection.
All right, third star, we're going to go with...
I was worried. You were looking at me like, was I supposed to pick these?
Hardy, I know what I'm doing here, man. This isn't my first go-around here.
No, I know.
Okay, so third star, we're going to go, obviously, with goaltender Devin Peck. 30 saves tonight, none bigger than on the penalty kill there, and there was a couple of opportunities in that second period where he had the flash of leather there, make some big glove saves, but it was in and around the net, and like we talked about, shots that Flin Flon was getting in the first period, from the perimeter and stuff, and Nipawin was doing a really good job of getting pucked in tight and in the house, and Devin Peck made some big saves there, especially down the stretch there. Star number 3. Star number 2, I'm going to go Mason Karchuk there with 2 goals. A little bit of a set play bounce off the lively wall there and picked up the own rebound. And then that shot he wired in off the post there was a huge save, or a huge goal there for Karchuk there.
And he was a factor all night.
Absolutely. The 2 goals. Aside from the goals, he was definitely in on every play. And he's, he's another guy that plays with sandpaper and some grit. So you kind of got to watch him but yeah,
great two-way player.
Great two-way player there, like a young Ryan Walter, right?
I think he scores. I think he's a better scorer than Ryan Walter was.
Okay, so and then our number 1 star, I'm obviously going to go with Landon Alexander. You want to talk about it too? A guy that brings lots of intangibles, and he had 2 big goals there. He was obviously physical on the forecheck, and there was another play there, and I forget what goal it was, but. The D-man let off because he could hear the steps of Alexander coming in. So it's little things like that Alexander brings. If he doesn't hit a guy, guys are always wary of when he's out in the ice. So first star, I'm going to go with Simon Alex.
What a game he had. Very, very outstanding season. Like as we talked about him earlier tonight. A lot more than throwing big body checks. He does so many things well. What doesn't he do good?
Yeah, I know.
Star number 1.
That's who it was.
Absolutely, that's what I said.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, so Warrior of the game, who are we going with for that tonight?
So, you could definitely go with any one of those guys, those youngsters on that fourth line. I thought they played an excellent game. They were rewarded with a couple points. Lestran's got a goal, and Ulmer got another one there. Bowman was, impactful as well. Mike had was put them out there 5 minutes left in the game in a 1-goal game, and you know what? You could have picked any one of those guys. I just want to give them a little bit of a shout out there, but I'm going to go with Reed Arbery. Got that empty net goal. I'd like to know how many shots he blocked. On the regular. And just little things like I talked about it on the one penalty kill, and he did it early in the third period on a penalty kill. Gets that puck deep and he pins it right away against the wall, and it kills. Tries to take time off that penalty kill and stuff like that. And I think, like I said, Arbery's got 12 goals on the year, and it's very quiet 12 goals because he's behind someone like Alexander and behind someone like Joey Lees and stuff like that. So I think that Reed is he's struggled in the last couple of years with injuries and stuff, and he's been playing excellent, knock on wood, so far this year. I think that, he's a warrior in and out when it comes to just the different things. I said the intangibles, what Landon Alexander brings. Reed Arbery is another one that brings certain intangibles.
And he's a very strong two-way player, too.
Absolutely.
Well done. Let's bring in the coach, then we'll talk to Mike briefly, and then we'll take a break, and then, of course, come back with a wrap-up here tonight. But, Mike, big effort here tonight, and I met Travis Wright, and I'll get your take on it. 5-2 victory for your team, but I think that this was the toughest test to win this rink this year, in my opinion.
That's tough to say, Hardy. I mean, we had the games against Humboldt.
I thought that Nipawin came at you harder tooth and nail than they did. That's just my opinion.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion, Rob. And
I'm asking you yours. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, I don't agree.
Okay, fair enough.
I think that we were flat tonight. I didn't think we played a great game. I think there were some guys that played great. But I can tell when our guys are going, and some of the guys didn't have their legs tonight for whatever reason. And I know sickness has been going around big time. But probably every team has that right now, so it's not an excuse. But we were flat. I thought that there was some, obviously Lando was going. I mean, when doesn't he go? If you could bottle that DNA of his work ethic and sell it, you'd be a rich man. So, I know Trav was talking about Rito, and I agree 100%. Rito's been fantastic for us this year, and I just look at it, Fort St. John kids, and I played with two of them in Waberski and Alexander, and they're almost cut from the same cloth, and obviously Toddy's, Lando's uncle, but I like those Fort St. John boys. I love playing with those two guys, and I love having these two guys on our team here. So, a lot of credit to them, and we keep track of, we call it a +7, so every goal you get, or every shot on net you get a plus, every block shot you get a plus, and every hit you get a plus. And Rito and Lando are always right up there. They probably lead. It's a fight between the two of them on who leads the team on any given night. So, Rito just blocks a lot of shots and does the little things right, and you can tell that he's been around the team and learned how to play as a Bomber for 3 years. And it's great to see him get rewarded, Well,
there's two big factors in your favor tonight, those two goals by Landon. Those were two beautiful goals.
Yeah, well, Landon drives the net on the first one, and they actually shot that in.
Okay, that you were right on that.
Yeah, they were trying to clear it to the corner, I guess, and got it right in, but that's what happens. You get rewarded when you take pucks to the net, and and then you can see it's almost like, well, any player, when they score a goal, you watch their next shift, and they are buzzing. And Lando doesn't need a goal to get him buzzing, but you watch that next shift, and he's just flying out there. And then, obviously he scores a huge goal for us there. But I think honestly, the biggest goal of the night was KJ's goal after they tied it up, and he scores right after.
8 seconds later.
Get to 3-2 there, and we always talk about a race to 3, and we were able to get there tonight. And then, again, the fourth line was tremendous tonight. We talked about trust before the game, and your job as a player is to get the trust of the coach to put you out in situations. And I know what Travis mentioning, putting them out there with 5 minutes left in a 1-goal hockey game. They earned my trust tonight, and they got rewarded. And then Alms scores, what a goal. I mean, his 4th of the year.
Yeah,
I know it looked like his 1st of the year.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Was that a shot at me then?
No. I just said, it looked like it could have been, he was so happy about it, But, what a goal. I said to the guys afterwards, I always talk to you about, I don't know who our first line is and who our fourth line is, and I said after tonight, after that goal, they're now officially our first line, so they had a good laugh about that. But they were awesome tonight. You know, you talk about guys that did have their legs, those guys did. So that's why they're out there, you know, because they've got their legs and they're playing well. And then, again, some guys didn't get as much ice time because they were a little bit flat tonight. So, yeah, and that's why when you have 4 lines that can play and 6 defensemen, any night you're in the game, because typically you're going to have someone's line going.
I think you touched on pretty much everybody that had an impact game, but how about Devin Peck tonight there, Mike?
Yeah.
How about his play?
Yeah, I thought Pecker played well tonight, you know. I think that for him, right now it's about building confidence. And,
he looked like he had it.
Yeah, for sure. I still think that a little bit deep in his net on that one goal.
The first goal, yeah.
Well, no, the slap shot. He got caught too deep, and you know, if you're
a heck of a shot, though.
Yeah, but if you're out on the top of your crease, you're a goaltender. You should know this. Playing angles there, Hardy.
I wouldn't have stopped that.
Well, we know that.
Not a chance.
But anyways, you can tell when a goaltender is, you know, searching for that confidence, because typically when goalies are really confident, they're going to be very aggressive. Okay, and I think it's coming for him. And tonight's a big night for him. He hasn't faced 17 shots in a period, I don't think, all year. And for him to go through that tonight, I think was huge for him. And, you know, being able to build off that, I think, is tremendous.
Big bounce back, Lynn. Mike, we talked about that in the pregame show tonight about good and having a bounce back. You did that against a good opponent here tonight. Good, very good pace, a lot of energy, and again, it definitely had a playoff feel to it.
Yeah, especially at the end of the game. I mean, geez, I was in the office there, and you can still hear the buzz in the rink, and it was good. You know, I mean, so far it's been a good day here. My girlfriend's daughter, Quinn, won her game today. We won, and now the Oilers, I think, are up 3-rip. So could be a good night. We're always looking for 3 for 3 on a Saturday night. So, hey, Hardy, what do you think?
The Oilers are not the Montreal Canadiens, Mike.
Oh, I saw that. Say. What a shootout goal. Holy smokes. See that highlight?
Mike, I've been up here doing.
Well, you do have a phone, buddy.
I've been trying to take care of
technology.
This.
Remember, you know, I know Chad's.
Anyway, I want you to
trying to teach you some things.
Yeah, that's fine, but I want you to hold on to this. The Edmonton Oilers are not the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, please, buddy.
I'm sorry, they're not.
Oh, speaking of which, let's go back to last night's conversation. I had a lot of people asking me about this shower that you wanted last night.
I didn't warm up till 6 o'clock today, Mike. That's how cold I was, Rick, and that's what I meant by that. That was a cold night, but Chad did a super job getting everybody home safe and sound, and again, it was just one of those things, but I'm glad we got home safe and sound, and I'm looking forward to the new bus whenever it arrives.
Well, maybe you should chip in a few more bucks then, eh? Well, you can buy the heat.
I know who to ask for a loan if I need one. But anyway, Mike, all in all, a pretty good game. Now let's look forward here to the North Battleford North Stars. I mean, this is a team that I think has gone well beyond expectation this year.
Well, we don't know what to expect. Obviously, you can watch what they're doing from the record standpoint. Obviously, they've put together a pretty good team that works well together and getting results. I think they beat Weyburn tonight.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good challenge. You know, I mean, it's kind of funny because I feel like there was such a big rivalry between Flin Flon and Battleford for so many years, and I guess you get Klamosko's not there anymore, and maybe it's kind of lost its luster a little bit. It feels like it's Flin Flon Humboldt and Flin Flon Melfort. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're excited about the challenge again. I think the big thing was responding tonight, getting back into first place, and got a little bit of help from other teams. I think tonight here. So yeah, it's good.
Humboldt finally snapped that 7-game losing streak tonight, took it to Larange 9-4. But yeah, Battleford, a big win over Weyburn 4-3, and their team that I think a lot of people were surprised the amount of goals they're scoring. Some of the everybody thought was losing Williams, Getzlaff. Where's the offense going to come from? But he's found it.
No, for sure. Whatever they got cooking there is working for them. I think the big thing is one of the things I was disappointed about last night. We had a chance to get back to 500, and we didn't capitalize on that. We want to be a better road team for sure. I think we have played a lot better on the road in the last, 3-4 games. But for us right now is going into Battleford and trying to get that first one, and then hopefully we got another chance to get back to 500. We want to be at 500 before Christmas.
Maybe a good test, Mike. No doubt about it. And hard to believe, but only 4 games remaining in the year and only one more home game here.
Well, it's incredible. I mean, honestly, I guess, the saying's true. The older you get, the quicker the years go by. So, got to enjoy this a little bit, and I like the group. I like where we're at. Still got a lot of work, but we're going to have a good testing battle for.
And you mentioned the pregame, we mentioned it again, but we should throw another little plug in there for Wyatt Fitton. Great game, 2 goals last night, and I know you'd love to have him here, Mike, and heading in North Battle for next week, but what an opportunity for him, and nice to see him shine on this big stage.
Well, I think for him, it's no different than any of our players that have went and played at that level. When they come back, you get a better player. And I'll be honest with you, even my experience, I think, was huge. Coaching at that level, you come back with more knowledge and try to apply it to your team, and I think it's beneficial whether you're a player or a coach. And right now, obviously, Wyatt's playing well, and he's getting rewarded, and the entire Bomber Nation is happy for him, and hopefully it continues. They start the actual tournament on Sunday here, pretty good start to your exhibition. So real proud of them representing the Bombers, and wish them nothing but the best here.
Certainly, and obviously Canada West team in a program well. So good luck to them when the tournament starts. Who did they play their first game, Mike?
I looked at it earlier today. Sweden.
Okay, that'll be a tough one.
Yes, East beat Sweden in exhibition yesterday, but I know how that kind of goes. Sweden is going to be ready, and I think I mentioned that. I think they had 11 NHL draft picks on their team last year that we played. So it goes to show you how good that team is. So I'm sure that unfortunately for Canada West, they're probably going to get a pissed off Sweden team after losing against the East. And, boy, you better buckle in, But we wish them all the best. Obviously, Hanny's there, Levy's there. My assistant coach from last year, Eric, is there.
J-Rock.
Yeah, J-Rock. I mean, we've been talking with him quite a bit here over the last day or so. But, really happy for those guys and wish them nothing but the best.
Mike, big victory tonight. Congratulations. Enjoy this one, and good luck against the Battle for Stars. Should be very interesting coming up on the weekend.
Thanks very much, Robert.
Mike Reagan, the head coach of the Bombers, will take one last break, come back with Travis Frido, and a wrap-up momentarily. A big win for Flin Flon tonight. Walden 0 at home, beating a very good Nipawin Hawk team here 5-2 on 109 FAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Great North GM is one of the leading new and used vehicle dealers in northern Manitoba, equipped with a highly trained and professional sales department. They also have multiple certified trained technicians on site to make sure you get the best service for your car, truck, or SUV at an amazing price. Stop by Great North GM in Paw on La Rose Avenue, because it's always a great day at Great North GM.
Life is a contact sport. Sometimes it hurts, but thanks to Chiropractic on Main, it doesn't have to. Everything about your ankles depends on a good foundation from below. Have your feet work for you, not against you. Get into Chiropractic on Main across the post office today. Don't suffer from agony or defeat any longer. Chiropractic on Main, feel the difference in every step.
How am I ever going to remember everything to do this time of year?
'Tis I, the ghost of season's eatings, and what you need is easy as KFC.
Kringle? Frankincense? Chat GPT?
Not even close. You need to get yourself a festive chicken sandwich from KFC with original recipe stuffing and tangy cranberry sauce.
10 seconds.
That will give me the energy to remember everything. Karaoke, Fragile, Cumberbatch, KFC. So festive.
So good.
Alrighty, welcome back here to the Whitney Forum. Travis Frido, great job helping out tonight. Thanks a lot for joining us. Really appreciate it. And any closing comments before we wrap up with scores and wrap it up here at the Whitney Forum?
No, as always, Hardy, I enjoy my time up here with you in the booth, and thanks for having me. And I want to give a shout out to a mutual of ours, Chris Porter's, playing in his bed back lake there, listening to us. So so that's my party.
Got a big day at work tomorrow. He's got to be raring to go. He needs his rest.
Oh, for sure.
Anyway, great to have Brian. Actually, I should say hello to Brian Board. Dad. He's actually listening to text message here today. Listening in sunny Borrego. That's Borrego. That's right. Did I get that right? Not Borrego. Borrego. Anyway, hello to Brian. He'll watch all the games on Flow TV. Of course, our good buddy Aaron Morin as well. My eye in the sky. I'll tell you what. If there's ever a technical difficulty with anything, Aaron Morin's my guy. Tells.
But yeah, he's black.
Outstanding. I'm glad I've got him up there. He lets me know something's not right. Quickly out of town tonight, the Melfort Mustangs offensive woes continue. They lose to Melville 2-1. Battleford, like I said, I'm really intrigued by this matchup. They are one of the surprise teams this year. A big win over Weyburn tonight, 4-3. Humboldt snapped that 7-game losing skid. I still think they're going to be there in the end. They beat Larange 9-4. Estevan, another surprising team maybe, beat Ormond 3-1. And York, a team that quietly was about this.
Yeah.
And they beat Kinnersley tonight, one of the round the SPHL. Of course, Canada's team, Montreal, of course, like I said, beat the Leafs in overtime here tonight, 2-1. I guess we can tell you how the other Canadian teams are making out before we officially wrap it up here tonight. Oilers Jets, of course, the second game on Hockey Night in Canada. I think Mike said the Oilers were up 3-0, but we'll find out for sure. Other Canadian teams here today, Ottawa loses to St. Louis 2-1. Calgary, a big win over Utah, 2-0. Edmonton now up 5-0 against the Jets in the second period. Minnesota leads Vancouver 1-0 in the second. Well, again, that's going to do it for our broadcast here tonight. Again, thank you very much, Travis. I love having you up here and look forward to having you come back again here a couple times here.
Absolutely.
Travis Rideout, great job, color commentator tonight. Our thanks to him, Mike Reagan, tag host as well, for comments before and after the game. Our great pizza player profile. Here's Jack Stuck, of course, Austin Mattis, former CFPR alumnus. Now the media mogul of the Swift Current Broncos. Great to catch up with him. 20-hour bus ride last night to get back to Swift Current today. I'd lost energy. You'd never know it by the energy that he has.
Yeah.
Anyway, great to catch up with Austin. Does a phenomenal job. A guy that might wind up in the NHL one day. He's got a great work ethic and a lot of skills. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get even a higher level. So big thanks to him for joining us in the second intermission tonight. Again, the final score. Bombers beat the Nipawin Hawks 5-2. Once again, sole possession of first place, picking up their 18th victory of the year. But even more impressive, a perfect 12-0 at the Whitney Forum. Great crowd tonight, great atmosphere. Nothing beats the Whitney Forum, and again, a big Bomber victory. Thanks to everybody that made everything happen. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and go Bombers, go.
1029 CFAR thanks you for being a part of tonight's Bomber broadcast. Any descriptions or recordings from this broadcast is strictly prohibited with